Hello, everybody. It has been a bit since we have last done this. I do believe.
Mhm.
Hello, bleppers.
Unfortunately,
Hello.
unfortunately, we do come bearing bad news. Sadly, one of our players, due to IRL commitments, will not be able to join us today.
By the way,
And
Kazuma, you left the tech thing in the slideshow.
Yes, I know. I haven't had it.
Okay.
I have not had a chance. Honestly, I think I may just leave it there in honoration of him because since he's not technically removed from the game, but I may remove him from the stats.
okay, so I'm going to
Ah.
say this directly to the audience. Okay, so Sear has had personal commitments come up, and basically his life is too busy to be able to play for now, and it could be that way for several months. So for now, he's not going to be playing with us. But Tech is currently staying in the. Well, he can't stay in the new home inn because it's full of spiders, but he's definitely staying in the town hall and doing what he does best: singing and shaking that booty.
Booty, booty, booty. Hello?
He's wiggling it just a little bit.
He's
Wiggly,
wiggling
wiggly.
that booty.
Wiggly, waggly.
Kazuma, why
Yes.
isn't the interface or why isn't the scene animated?
It
Oh.
has been scrolling.
No,
No.
the lights. Did you
Oops.
put the MP4 in there?
Yes, the MP4 is in there. It's not going because I forgot to do. Unfortunately, remember when I said I slapdash this?
Yeah.
I didn't set it to repeat forever, and it only goes, and the entire MP4 is like 10 seconds long.
Oops.
I just
Pussycat.
didn't set it for repeat,
Puss.
which it is now set for repeat.
Puss. There's the puss. Okay.
Slow clap.
Okay, look, I know I had ample time to get that ready, but it's like by the time I end my streams and shit, and when I get home from work, the last thing I want to do is work on scenes. I just want to get up and go. Again,
Well, you
Look.
always know how to get T's attention. Always talk about like even pondering adding tuna to macaroni and cheese will get him on your case immediately.
I'm sorry. Adding what to
tuna
what?
tuna and mac
Oh.
and cheese isn't that bad.
Oh God, no. Bad. Corner.
A
Rude.
puss!
Did you enjoy your time under the basket, Lorgans?
I'm gonna eat the basket.
Oh, also
Covered.
the voice activity isn't on the right. The overlay.
I'm going to work on that.
Womp womp.
We're almost there.
We almost there.
It's been a hot minute.
Technical
And we're already doing things.
difficulties.
Oh, well, we're almost there. Oh, wow.
I hate it.
Notices you're cute there.
No. No. Stop it. I hate it. Everything
love
about
you,
it.
Love
KTP.
you, KTP.
Nope.
Yee.
Oh shit.
KTP, we're gonna
Forbidden.
love you forever and ever.
And ever.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable now.
We have a problem.
What?
I have completely forgotten how to get to that area of Discord. Oopie day.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Don't worry about it.
I'll find it eventually.
In the meantime, we can start getting geared up to go.
I just gotta remember how to. Get to it.
Probably overlay.
No, it's not overlay.
Scram.
Wait a minute. I think I may remember. Fuck! No, go away.
Fuck. Yes. Okay.
No.
Overview, server insights, partner program. I would love to be partner program, but I can't. Wait, your server does not meet all the requirements. What do I not meet yet?
Uh-oh. Oh no!
Oh. Okay, so I can't be
Ow.
I can't be a Discord partner with my server because let's see. Here's how to become a Discord partner. Safe environment because I keep the guidelines safe. You need 500 members. Your server needs to be at least 8 weeks old. You have apparently I don't meet the activity requirements, whatever the fuck that is. No bad words. Your server name, description, and channel names look clean. I mean, okay, if you consider Lewd Lounge to be a clean name, okay. And apparently I need to enable two-factor authentication.
That's probably something most people should have anyway. But
I
yeah.
don't, but I can fix that real quick. Oh wait, no I can't because I don't
So why are we dealing with your server when it comes to the voice actor
D&D.
Because I'm trying to find the thingy, and I thought it might be under server, and I'm just kind of like going through each.
Oopsie.
I'm just going through each of the things to try and find it. That's all.
So, in the meantime, maybe we could do a recap, perhaps, since it's been a bit.
Yeah, that sounds like a good
Well,
idea.
Kazuma's fixing things.
I'm not fixing anything.
Last time, our tired, weary adventurers literally stumbled to find a cowardly lion with a suit of animated armor and an army of scarecrows, and dragged the lion all the way back to town, where he is now going to be loaded up and taken to the local temple. They also fought spiders. Everyone was really tired.
Spooters!
Yay.
Spooters everywhere.
I hate it.
Hey, Katie,
Thanks. I hate it.
would you like something to drink? We have milk, water, juice, Dr. Pepper, spiders, Pepsi.
What?
Warm soda, warm beer.
Spiders?
Spiders it is then.
Wait, no, I was just.
But they were already pouring.
Oh god, there's so many spiders!
Brimming glass of spiders.
Oh god. I love that. I like the Undertale parody of it. It's just
Is it a warm glass of spooters?
Many
It's not even
insects and
cold.
arachnids bundle up into balls, like with other arachnids and insects, to keep warm. So you'll see like a weird fuzzy ball and you'll poke it, and then you'll just see Daddy Longlegs go skittering everywhere.
I hate it. Stop it. T, why are you doing this to me? What have I ever done to you?
Everything.
You committed
Several
warm crimes.
Excuse you.
I like that we both said warm crimes at the same time.
We've already got our own memes going.
Stop it. No bullying.
But it's fun to bully.
Don't
the
make me
kid.
get the door.
I think one of Kazuma's going live things should say, "Get ready to point at spring."
Ha! You're cute.
You're cuter.
There you go. Boom, bitches.
Kazuma found the button.
Boom Bitches was the name of my band in high school.
Meow. Okay, I think we're ready, right? Okay. Let's do a thing.
So,
Scram cat.
okay, I'm gonna start. At the end of last session, you guys were presented with quite the mound of treasure. And somebody just drove past on a very loud motorbike. Sorry about that.
We didn't hear it.
Yeah.
You guys were presented with a mound of treasure that contained 250 gold pieces, an enchanted dagger, and several expensive rare books, including a book that's a guide on extraplanar entities.
Yay.
I
Tech-
forgot what my book was, but I got a book.
Tech took the book of lore and, pending the next morning, decided he was going to stay in town and study it. Unfortunately, Rowan that night went and got completely schnit-faced. He ate so much schnitzel and he drank way too much of the local beer, Scuzzbrow.
Even Kib knew when to stop.
Unfortunately, the deadly combination of flattened and fried pork and questionably qualityed beer has left him incapacitated and currently staying within the mayor's residence for medical attention.
At least until they can throw him in the wagon.
Do you think you can move a bear to a wagon? Do you think you can really move Rowan?
Let
Well,
alone
Kib
an
certainly
armored bear.
Maybe roll him up a ramp.
Kib is definitely not even going to attempt it
So,
and refuses to help at all.
this is where it comes to you guys. The following morning, you wake up after having placed your bedrolls on the floor of the town hall.
No, bitch, I went to my room.
You sleep where I say you sleep and you'll like it. No, I'm kidding.
No, I refuse.
Fine, you get to sleep under the basket then.
No, I sleep in my bed.
Bed is under the basket.
Illegal.
Basket bed.
I like to think that Kib's room is basically a glorified closet upstairs.
No, you live under the stairs like Harry Pooper.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start gathering everything up and let. So I guess we need to go ahead and get ready to head out then, shall we all?
Fine. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Spring's back at his house gathering up his supplies, getting a light meal from his mother.
His mother.
Hey, you know what? At least in this game, I have a mom.
I'm going to go ahead and pull together all of my materials and, of course, try to assist in goading on my currently more local companions. Or companion, I should say. Kib, come on.
No. Fine. Kib's gonna reluctantly get out of bed. He's a bit hungover.
If necessary, I can always administer a stimulant.
No.
And my brain,
I kind
and
of
and my brain went straight to the gutter.
He offers a exaggeratingly depressed expression while the needle retracts back into his forearm.
Kib shudders like, ah.
Well, come on, let's get going. We got to go ahead and get that wagon going. Let's get the circus on the road.
Kib follows along.
I'm going to go ahead and proceed to the designated meeting place. If Springs is on the way, perhaps even poke my head in to attempt to go ahead and goad them along as well.
Okay, so as you exit the town hall, you come out to the kind of central part of town. You can see there's a small amount of mist in the air because it's quite early in the morning. But there's a couple people puttering about as you walk through town, but it seems like people are mostly kind of just waking up. You can see a couple fires coming from chimneys from people making their morning breakfast as you walk down the dirt portion of the road past the mayor's house to the intersection that leads to Spring's house and to the west road.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Did not mean to do that.
Warm crime.
Look out, he farted.
And the warm crimes have begun.
Stop it. Well, seeing as I was a cantrip, I'll just, get rid of some of the mist. That's the way.
You push lightly at the mist. The mist does not seem pleased with you.
Hey, I'm doing my job. I'm the weather goat.
The mist
Well,
do not
it's
care.
whether or not the mist will be there, goat.
That's going on your tombstone. KTP, I am the weather goat.
Like, come on. Would that everyone had something that enhanced optics in this day and age? But come on.
Sorry, I was still following along. I had to wipe my eyes. Yeah.
So
Alright.
as you come around the bend between the farm and the mayor's house, you notice that there's a cart with a single horse and somebody in a blue hooded robe talking to the mayor. It's like here.
Is the person on the cart?
The person is standing next to the cart while talking to the mayor.
Do I recognize them as a local?
No.
He
I
looks
just
very
showed this-
concerned. He looks rather concerned.
Box on the headlights.
So from this distance, you can't really make out what they're talking about, but you can see them.
I'm going to go ahead and take up a little bit more of a brisk pace.
If
Kib in his short, tiny legs will scurry to keep up.
if Kib and Thackeray are still within range, they would hear the sound of the door to Spring's house opening and closing behind him as he leaves and goes to meet up with them at the designated area.
Okay, so where had you guys designated?
Next to the mayor's house, where
Yeah.
of course the cart is.
Okay, so as you guys approach, you see that this person in the blue robe has a symbol on their back, which could only be described as it's the old Celtic three circles, and it's
Sort of a Celtic cross type thing.
kind of like
No.
the three overlapping circles, kind of like a Venn diagram.
Oh, okay.
That's marked quite clearly on the back of his robes. And he has his hood up as he talks to the mayor. And that's when you see that inside the house, you see Leo and his father, who are just on the other side of a window. And it looks like this is the arrangement to be taking Leo to the temple on the others, the middle of the island.
I'll go ahead and saunter up and say, "Good morning. I trust you all had a wonderful evening."
I just arrived in town. You see the scholarly-looking person says.
Ah, well, welcome on. Brain derp.
Fun.
I go ahead and check to urge Kib along the way. Come on.
No. I drink too much. Not as much as the bear. I can't believe he actually drank me under the table.
I go ahead and attempt to sweep him forward a bit. Say, come on now.
Kib hurries along. He's practically jogging at this point to keep up because you're walking so damn fast. And his tiny little legs can't keep up.
Tick, 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 tick.
So
He
as
lets
you
out a
all
distressed bleat.
congregated, the scholar looks at you, and he opens his mouth and says, "So all of you," and as he's speaking, the mayor, like you can see quite clearly, kicks his leg a little bit to tell him to shut up, and the mayor steps forward and says, "So this young man has come from the temple to collect Leo. If you would like to help, you can escort him because the road is rather dangerous with somebody who's currently bound up. I think Remus will have his hands quite full with the journey."
Kib has raised his hand up and spinning a circle around one of his ears when you start talking about Leo. Basically doing the sign for crazy.
Well, you're not supposed to go ahead and shout out about people's deficiencies that way. It's not exactly polite.
I wasn't shouting. I was just signifying.
You don't have to shout it out.
Spring, after a little bit, Spring actually meets up with the rest of the party, and he waves politely at the mayor, but getting close to the mayor and enough to where Thackeray or Kib would not be able to hear. So this is the ride.
Yes, it'll be about 2 days by cart, give or take. Half a day's travel, depending on what you come across.
I don't foresee any extra problems, but we'll definitely keep our guard up. Thank you for all you've done, Mayor.
Please make sure that the boy is safe.
I've not let you down before. I don't plan on starting soon, sir.
Well, you do remember when you were a child and you... never mind.
Bygone memories. I was young and
Is that-
stupid back then, sir.
Well, by all accounts, I think you maybe still are, but I do trust you.
Is there anything else we require before we get underway?
I don't believe so. I did talk to the apothecary and I did gather up some extra supplies for our journey, so we should be okay for the time being.
Splendid. Excellent. So I suppose it's time to get the circus on the way.
By the way, how have you guys divided up your reward from the previous session?
That certainly is a question.
You received 250 gold pieces. You received a dagger that has an enchantment. If you speak into the hilt of the dagger and then throw it, it will seek out whoever you're thinking about the name and face of and give them a handwritten message by turning into a dove. So it basically turns into a dove, flies away, and gives them a handwritten message that says whatever you said, and then flies back.
The Instaburb.
If I wasn't mistaken, I believe Tech took that.
Yeah, I think he did have the dagger because it was a dagger and we didn't know anything about it until now.
Well, we did actually.
The person who gave it to you explained.
Yeah.
Oh, I was out of it by that point, I think.
Yeah, I believe we had tech hold on to that, but the gold, I don't really think we discussed how to divvy that up. Oh,
Probably evenly.
Yeah,
yeah.
probably 50 each, because that's enough for each of us to have 50 each, I think. If I
Well, let's
did
see.
my quick brain math correct.
Let's see. There was me, Tech, Thackeray, Kib,
And Rowan.
and Rowan. So 50, 100, 152, 250. Yeah. There would have been enough to split it 50 for each.
Okay, so I now have 64 gold. Because I already
Okay.
had 14.
Okay, Seer says that you guys should take the dagger, by the way.
All right.
Uh, I
It is magical, but it doesn't do more damage or hit more effectively. It is essentially just a dagger that is technically magical, but has more of a
Utilitarian
utility.
purpose.
Ah.
I okay. So then, I guess Spring will just take. I guess we'll just say that Spring has a dagger in his pack just in case of emergencies.
I can go with this.
Yeah.
So then, I should probably add that.
Soon enough, you see that
I'll make note of it later.
Leo and Marco come out of the house and load Leo into the back of this cart. And you see his father, bundles him up in a large wool blanket, softly strokes the top of his head, kisses his forehead, and then hops off the cart and starts walking back to the town hall, looking back every once in a while, clearly worried about his son.
Kitty burrito.
Don't.
Now, is this like a wagon with a cover on it, or is it just a open cart
It's an
type
open
thing?
wagon.
Okay.
Spring will just call it to Marco. Don't worry, Marco. We'll get him safe.
Soon enough, you see the gray wolf in the robe get up to the front of the cart and take the reins. He's clearly ready to leave.
Let's all load up.
Onward and ready.
I'm gonna go ahead and help Kib.
Oh, okay. Are you helping Kib up into the wagon?
Yes.
Oh,
I would say
Boosties.
I would
Uppies.
I would say let's just stick his horns into the cart, but I don't think the cart guy would be too happy of us doing any kind of damage to the cart.
Nah, let's not hook the goat. Let's not hang the goat from it.
Kib would also not be very happy with this.
No bully.
No
would-
bully.
It would
Bully
be
goat.
it'd
It's
still be
Billy
fun.
Goat, not Bully Goat.
It would still be fun.
No.
Nah, don't worry. He'll have his moment
Oh.
as a portable battering ram later.
Again.
Kib is apparently assisted onto the wagon. He gives a. He's like, nah. He's a bit
Like-
confused at first because something happens. But then he realizes what's happening.
Let's be underway then.
So, in the back of the wagon, you see just various bits of junk in some burlap sacks, some supplies for the road. It's your general kind of like there's an explorer's pack that probably belongs to the person on the front of the wagon. They soon kind of flick the reins and get the horse to start moving forward, and the cart starts to roll down and then along the west road, headed east.
I'm going to go ahead and begin settling in towards the front of the wagon. So, I am curious. You are a representative of this temple we're heading towards?
Yes, my name is Remus Secundus.
Ah,
The mayor didn't want me to talk to you. I know what's going on with you, and well, it's rather taboo for me to talk about, but I think I might be able to help you with your predicament.
well, you mean the current transport one?
The loss of memory, as it were.
That
Kib,
can, of course, be a thing. Not sure exactly how that'd work, considering that I'm hardly built like the rest of my companions.
Kib
But
gets
if
instantly interested.
I'd love to know more about the history of where we're going and whatnot, because new knowledge can help fill in gaps regardless.
Well,
Where's my notebook?
the five spirits do say that all people are the same at their core, really. And if I am correct, it shouldn't be impossible to help you.
Well, that would certainly be lovely if possible.
You see, the mind is rooted in the soul.
Excuse me.
The soul is equally rooted in the mind, and I believe that it's possible to bring back whatever's lost when people wash ashore. It's there has to be a way. It can't just be lost. It's a little bit blasphemous for me to talk about, according to the head priest.
Well, depending on cultures, that's understandable that it may be seen as a subject that isn't really broached. Uh, Especially if local culture is based upon said new beginnings that are as a result of loss of memory. That said, though, um, I'm not quite sure if it might be as easy as you say, though. It would be a thing worth investigating and researching, if only
Agreed.
to understand better how minds work.
I am a priest of the mind. I dedicate myself to history and knowledge, and I am afraid I am in the same predicament as you.
Ah, that would mean a vested interest then.
But what is strange is that I was not washed ashore the same way as you. I left and came back.
This further interests Kib, and he's like, but no one ever came back. I've been told since I've been here that no one's returned before ever.
I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I'm trying to find anyone who can help. I set out from Mistaken Point in a boat, and it was 7 years before I returned. I used to live in Outlook Town, and when I returned, people barely recognized me. I did not know myself, so I was taken to the temple where I was raised as trained rather as an acolyte. But I want to know what happened to me.
Not an unreasonable thought. Sometimes, though, you may find that the truth could also be burdensome.
I don't
That's
care how
also
burdensome the
something
truth
you must be
is.
prepared for. As long as you're prepared and understand that you may not like the truth that you'll find, by all means pursue it.
Well, the problem that arises is I think I meant to come back. And I think it was important, so
Well, continue your research.
I
Perhaps you'll find luck in that eventually.
would like to make a rather selfish proposition.
Hmm.
When we are done our current errand, I would appreciate help in researching a potential cure to the amnesia
Yes.
of the island. But I'm not the strongest person. When I learned my arts, I focused more on things I could use for my research and not so much on the elimination of threats, as it were.
The elimination of obstacles is quite the talent, one might say.
We have to help him. Nothing else. It's. I have to know.
We'll see where this leads us, and we may find that we'll have an opportunity to do so.
So,
Anyway,
as you travel along the road, you have some rather nice views along the coast and along the edge of the woods. There's kind of a very mildly hilly kind of moorish area that sits between the ocean and the woods along most of the stretch. And sometimes it brings you close to some seashore cliffs, and sometimes it brings you closer to the forest.
yeah.
You can see seabirds that constantly flock around the coasts where things may wash up. But overall, it seems pretty peaceful for most of the journey. You have about a day of downtime that you can use towards uh, any of your current interests.
Well, during the time, I'm probably just sitting there having a lovely chat while going through the setting up new automatons to work with.
Spr-
Testing, tweaking, and generally just ensuring quality.
s-
Kibb's probably Kibb's probably lost in thought about what this Remus has talked about.
Spring would just be silently studying his planeswalking book.
So, as you read through the book, you find uh, many passages are done in different kinds of inks. And as you go through the book, you find that some of these inks are designed so that only people from more mundane planes can read them, or rather, to restrict access to people of certain planes. It seems like the information in the book is kind of meant to be used as a weapon against extraplanar threats, and to ensure that extraplanar threats can't study the book. It's been made in such a way that vampires from some shadow world that's described can't read the section on vampires, or the section on fire elementals can't be read by anything from an elemental plane of fire. And as you go through, you find a very kind of almost a metallic looking light blue ink as it starts to talk about the ethereal plane, the plane that essentially overlaps reality. It's almost where souls exist. You find the section on uh, sorry, my brain's farting. The Feywild, which is another place that overlaps reality, but overlaps the dreams of people within the material realm.
I'm going to assume that would be a part I would not be able to read because I am essentially a fey creature.
I look over and say, "So, see anything in particular interest in that book? Everything you're able to read everything okay?"
I have not had. I have yet to come across a page I could not read.
That's good.
However, Kib there is of a.
Emma?
He is of a fey creature, correct?
Yes, I'm descended from the Fae. Yes.
I hand the book over to Kib with the section of the Fae. Can you read any of this at all?
The sparkly pink text on the page appears completely invisible to Kip.
There's nothing here. What am I supposed to read?
I grab the book back and I flip it to another page on, say, vampires. How about this?
I'm going to definitely assume I'm able to read this because I am
Yeah.
not a vampire. It's paraphrasing. It's about vampires.
Hmm.
I have a
Interesting.
thought. Can you read that one section to him?
Which one of us are you talking to?
I'm referring to basically to Spring and saying, "Can you read that section that he couldn't see?"
Theoretically, I could, but this, but if Kib was unable to read it, then that means that this book is worded with protections to prevent things from other planes of being able to read it. And while technically I could read it to him, I don't know what good the knowledge would do.
Huh? Perhaps there's something about my own kind. I don't know.
Well, roll a perception check for me, Lorgans.
Let's see. I hit the button. Let's hit the button. It's somewhere. Perception. I hate this.
Wow.
You you don't
You're
notice
thinking about a hat.
Huh?
You
I
started
don't
thinking.
notice.
You started thinking about the hat again.
I'm gonna boop you. So hard.
so.
What?
I'm sorry, T.
As you read through the book, you find a couple really interesting details. You find essentially kind of a meditative technique for finding areas where extraplanar entities might enter the world. And it talks about almost a crack in reality and how you can. A crack that's fully open is going to create small little kind of fissures that scatter through reality in every direction, and as long as that crack isn't sealed, you can find these fissures and track them all the way back to wherever the crack in reality has occurred.
Oh, that's certainly interesting.
The other thing that you find is basically a description of how you can basically make an object very temporarily exist in multiple planes. But it only works on something small, like an arrow or a weapon. You can't do it to a very large object, and you can't do it to anything that's alive. But any inanimate object that you could feasibly hold and use can be made to exist on multiple planes simultaneously, as long as those planes are overlapping.
That is very, very useful.
So
Just
many
about that
messages in the
time,
bottle.
I go ahead and twist the last spring into place and go like, okay, let's go ahead and test this. I flip the switch on one of the clown robots to see if it can properly boot.
So, as you basically put together this
Otterine Harlequin.
otter size, or this hobbit sized otter that is mechanical like you, but obviously a lot less sophisticated of a machine. You boop its switch, which is clearly on the nose. Boop to turn it on. And as it slowly turns on, you can see it has one central sensor in its head that glows blue, and it looks at you and makes a little mechanical and tilts its head and looks at you.
And welcome to the waking world, my new friend. I didn't think I'd have the materials necessary to do this.
You see as this mechanical contraption kind of looks around, and it looks at everybody in the cart and tilts its head back and forth as it seems to kind of like take in information. And then you see it starts looking off the side of the cart. And then it just fully leans its head over the side like it's a dog sticking its head out the window of a car.
I'm assuming I'm getting feeds from it, of course.
You're getting basic status reports, but you can't get like a camera feed or an audio feed or anything.
Yeah. I go like, seems like everything's functioning as it should. Excellent. And I go like, so guys, this is going to be a new friend who will be assisting us should we run into any trouble or need an extra hand.
What can it do? I would assume scouting is a good thing.
It can do quite a few lovely things. Do I have the stat sheet in here, T?
Yes, it should be under a folder called Facts Toolbox.
I don't know why that sounded dirty.
You took that from the character I named a Chrono Trigger that way, didn't it?
No?
Sure. Well, let's see. The hammer here, which I go ahead and order it to mentally hold out its hand so I can begin attaching things and putting on the protocols for it. This hammer can chuck it, and quite well, I might add. Also, it can smash things very easily with it. Aside from that, it's got some lovely acrobatics that it can perform. Similar to myself, it will not have any problem with poison or exhaustion, generally speaking, and should allow us to have another pair of eyes if necessary.
Ah,
And how do you gain status reports and stuff from it? Like,
I go ahead and gently tap my head, tap my temples, right into here. It can, of course, perform verbal reports if necessary to stand by, but I'm still tweaking that to those nearby. But I'm still tweaking it.
so it looks like a otter that's a harlequin type thing.
Think like a roly-poly robo otter.
Ah. Okay.
I go ahead and start keying in the details for each of our group, particularly the main ones like Kib and Spring.
all right.
So, as you all travel down the road, it slowly gets to dark after hours and hours of travel, and you see Remus turns around and looks at you all and says, I'm afraid I don't feel too comfortable traveling at night, there's a rest up ahead. It's
You're talking
not
the
much.
crossroads.
Yeah, that's just before the crossroads. It's got a place where you can safely put a campfire,
Sounds
and
lovely.
park a cart off of the road.
Well,
Okay,
let's go ahead and get right to it.
Yeah.
as it gets dark, Remus manages, before the sun goes down, like while there's still some light, manages to pull the cart off of the road into this kind of more dirt area where there's a burnt out campfire, where with the rocks a little bit scattered, looks like maybe something ran through the area and maybe tumbled them over, some form of wildlife. There's also what appears to be kind of a ruin of what was probably like a small stone building.
Mm-hmm.
As it gets darker, it seems like you have enough time to light up a campfire.
Which I will certainly be insisting on.
All right. I'm going to go ahead, and I've probably finished the other model by now. And I'm going to go ahead and, as a test, go ahead and have it attempt to to light the fire in the fire pit.
So, which model is this?
This is the acrobat model, the feline one.
So, alongside the clown, you've now activated what is kind of a lion-esque, very leaf, bipedal, about medium-sized contraption with large claws.
Mhm.
Though it looks like its hands contain multiple tools, including a blowtorch and a wrench and screwdriver.
Mm-hmm. I go ahead and initiate a test of the torch on the fire pit to help get it up and running quicker.
So, the acrobatic companion kind of prances, like literally prances, over to the fire, pulls out, and it makes a little beep boop, and you see it points its claws at the fire pit, and you just see just a big blast of fire comes out, and you hear Remus yelp like a dog, like literally like
Kib also lets out a startled bleat, like, "Meh." It stumbles back because he was probably also trying to help start the fire.
Okay, perhaps that may have been a little bit overkill for the job, but it seems it's all operational. No clogs in the lining, in the lines, or anything else. Excellent.
Spring just kind of looks over to Thackeray and then points to Kib. I think he could have used a little heads up.
I think most people could have words a head up because I didn't expect that to be quite the reaction. I'm testing a new fuel that I ended up sourcing locally for this, and well, I'm impressed with the results to say the least. I think that what could be called alcohol here is higher proof than I thought.
Are you sure it wasn't coffee creamer?
I might try that later.
Please no.
You can make that shit explode like flour.
Anyways, well, I believe for Remus, myself, and Kib, I'm going to go ahead and start dinner.
Lovely.
So as you're cooking, I'd like you to roll a perception check.
All of
Just
us
him?
or just him?
Just him.
Okay.
Perception.
Rolling.
Rolling. Oh, and it begins.
You hear a bottle falling over and shattering. It's a very distinct sound that you recognize from the pub. And the clink of a couple coins on the ground. And it comes from the stone building nearby you.
Spring just leaps, pulls his bow with an arrow knocked, ready to go. Show
So
yourself.
what you're saying is Spring springs into action.
Yeah.
Let me just...
I'm assuming I heard their exclamation. I go ahead and perk up, and both robots actually immediately perk up and activate.
Just one sec here.
Kib sort of he stands up and gets ready, but he's technically not hiding behind anyone, but he's kind of sort of trying to hide behind someone. I don't know who he's closest to, but he's trying to hide behind someone.
The sound of the shield snapping into being, as well as getting the staff pulled up and fully activated, occurs.
So, here all of you guys are. And you're right next to this stone building right here.
Yeah.
And Spring, what do you do? Keep in mind that it is quite dark, so you can't see that much inside. You can just see a little bit of the stone floor. You'll need some form of light if you want to investigate out into the darkness.
Are there any sticks nearby that Spring could use as a makeshift torch?
Yes, though a reminder, because this was forgotten last session, you guys do have torches in your kits.
Oh,
Additionally,
right.
though, I do have to ask, don't recall it, T, and I didn't think I saw it on my sheet. What kind of optics do I have? Just standard, normal light
Unfortunately,
eyes?
don't have dark vision from being Warforged.
I don't?
No.
I
Do
can
the
save as a torch.
robots.
What was that, Kip?
I can save as a torch.
Yes.
I look around, pick up a stone off the ground, and I cast light on it, and then toss the rock into the building.
Big brain moves.
Okay. So secure.
Yeet rock.
Can you do me a favor?
Have I had to roll a strength check to see how far I threw the rock?
Roll a dexterity check to see how well you aimed it.
Okay, good.
You threw it in the fire.
Well,
Into the campfire.
Kib looks
not
very
operating.
crestfallen.
I'm assuming we're not operating on the rounds yet. I go ahead and dip the torch into the fire, and T-Fox, I did not see the type of sight my robots have.
They just have normal sight.
Guess I'm gonna have to work on upgrades. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move
Kib kind
in.
of shrinks back behind.
I
Behind
guess I
Remus
need
in shame.
tokens for the robots out, don't I?
Yes.
I just imagine Kib just blipping right now and crestfallen.
Blip, 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 blip.
Meh. He takes a couple steps back to get behind Remus.
Remus is gonna hide behind Kip.
I go like,
But, no,
you know,
I wasn't hiding. I was just trying to get out of view of the others. So
Well,
don't look at me.
I nod to Spring and just start moving up.
Spring goes ahead and dips a torch into the fire as well, and kind of moves up over here and points the torch kind of like into the doorway here, and just kind of like looks around a little bit and to see what he can see.
So, from your perspective, I can't actually specifically look at your perspective. You see just the very corner of what looks to be a large stone altar. That's probably about a little under 4 feet tall, somewhere between 3 and 3 and 4 feet tall. The building is old. It's got dirt. It's got vines growing all over it, like ivy taking up some of the walls from what you can tell. It's just some old cobwebs.
By the way, I look over at Kib and Remus and say, make sure that our involuntary guest is, of course, secure.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Where's Leo in all of this?
Leo is currently probably by the fire here, still bound
Okay.
up. He
Okay,
can't
well,
move. He is restrained.
Okay, well, in that case, I guess I'll move over to about right here to stay next to him.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say, Spring, let me know when. I'm going to go ahead and give a sign and say, like, whenever you're ready to spring.
By the way, so from your perspective,
Mine?
yes, what you can see is that on top of the altar is a whole bunch of gold coins, a chest, and a backpack.
It looks like offerings of some kind in there, but typically bottles don't break themselves, do they?
Other than
Uh,
that, all you see is a dirty, decaying old rug, vines, cobwebs, old rocks, little bits of random rubbish.
Okay. So being that I've already got a torch in my hand, um, and we're not in combat, Spring's gonna go ahead and sling his bow back across his back, and he's gonna pull out the short sword from his left hip into his right hand.
Okay.
And he's going to move just slightly further up into the doorway.
Okay, so who here has torches?
Me and Spring.
Okay, let me give you guys the lighting. So a torch sheds bright light for 15 feet and dim light for 15 feet, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
That sounds about right.
Let me just give you both torches.
I'm also going to go ahead and advance as well
One
with
sec
my
here.
little
Let me
group.
finish giving you torches.
Oh, no, you're off by 5. It gives 20 feet radius of dim light and 20 feet bright light for 20 feet and additional dim light for additional 20 feet. So it's 20/20.
Okay, roll perception, both of you.
Very
Rolling.
well. Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Right.
Dork.
I only know that song because of Five Will Goes West.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, Thackeray doesn't notice anything. Spring
He's still
notices
thinking of that hat.
little stains of blood behind the altar and a hand just barely peeking around the corner right here.
Thackeray,
Bum, bum.
Thackeray, get ready. I I see what appears to be there's blood, and I see a hand. We may not be alone.
I'll go ahead and basically send the signal robots basically to advance and be ready to defend themselves if attacked.
Okay, everybody. So Thackeray, Spring, both of you can see from the angle, and I don't think Kib can properly see. What you see is 12 little blue lights appear above the altar.
I can barely see. I can just see the altar. That's
Strangely,
basically all I can see.
you see just basically a little symmetrical pattern of little blue lights. And then outward from those lights, it's like a wave of just whoosh, something pops into existence with like a whoosh of blue light, and you see a large creature.
Um, would this be one of those plan uh
Planer.
planar monsters that you were talking about?
Roll Arcana. Actually, roll Nature. I'd say that this for you is a Nature roll.
Oh, I can see
Is
the
that
legs.
something? I don't know if
And
that's
that's it?
something I can assist with.
I rolled a
Not that I
17.
need to.
You read what this is. This is a spider of unusual size
Yeah.
that lives in the ethereal realm.
Oh no, not those. I
And
hate
it
them.
slowly creeps forward as it kind of moves its pedipalps. And you can see that, the moment it realized you were seeing through its little ruse, it's come out and is ready to play.
Blech.
Roll initiative.
I hate it.
Beep, beep,
We need the
beep,
initiative
beep,
tracker.
beep.
There we go.
Let me just remove all the...
Initiative.
Oh,
You need to give me time to remove the stuff. Also, what the heck? I'm currently unable to click anything for some reason.
Are you on the right layer?
Wait a minute. Oh, why was it rolling for the clown and not me? Oh, because I had it clicked.
There.
All right,
Oh.
let's
I
do
have
it
to
again.
clear the turn order, okay? So,
All right.
one
Do we
sec.
need to re-roll or something?
Wait a minute. I'm figuring something out. Oh, you had to add everyone. How do I roll it for the individual things? Do I have to click them and then do it?
What do you mean?
Because I rolled for the clown.
You have to click them and then roll it using
Okay.
their initiative.
All right, there we go.
So are we re-rolling, or are we just going to enter in what we had before?
I'm going to enter in everything.
Okay.
So,
There we go.
For the record, I had 13.14.
I really don't think that's gonna matter in the long run.
Zoomies.
well, I was clicking the wrong token there.
Ooh, 18.
Well, you know what? You got an 18 now. Heck
Yeah?
it. Clicking the wrong token. Remus gets a 14.
Oh, great! Even Remus goes before I do.
Kim's feeling pretty useless right about now, isn't he?
He's still feeling shame for the rock throw. Oh, great!
Okay, I
Leonard
guess we
goes
need
last.
There's order button.
Blech. I'm going to keep my camera down here where I can't actually see the spider.
You're just not happy, is that it?
I am not a happy camper.
I'm sorry you're not a campy hamper. That's
Bitch, I am campy as fuck. Thank you very much.
Campy hamster.
Oh, well, okay. Well, okay, so party off. I go first. Okay. So, we're in combat now, correct? Combat's good to go.
Roly poly.
T.
Well, 35 feet.
Oh, sorry. One thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
The companions don't go in the initiative. They go directly after Thackeray. So
All right then.
T. Job.
Didn't know
You
that.
know job.
Job?
Yeah. T no job. The
Could you-
music.
Ah,
The musics.
Musica.
Okay, so let me see. All right, so I'm first up. Let me take a look at my character sheet and see if I might have. Oh, right, I don't have a.
Ooh.
I don't exactly I didn't particularly set up all my spells. All right.
GG.
Let me see what Hunter's Mark does again. Oh, whoops!
That does.
Not what I meant to do.
That basically does an additional damage. So
Uh.
bonus action to cast it,
Okay.
and it basically marks the enemy. So
Yeah.
within a certain range, you'll be able to track it.
All right. So T, I'm gonna go ahead and use Hunter's Mark on the spider.
Okay.
I guess I'll just go ahead and can I just go ahead and do another roll since I was trying to get information on it and
Well-
I think.
Well, here's what Hunter's Mark is. It's basically you do your damage from your attack,
Uh-huh.
and then if you hit that attack, then you do additional Hunter's Mark damage.
Ah, okay. Well then, in that case, let's see. All right. Let me see here. Oh, whoops. That's not what I want to do. I need to do the ruler first. All right. So, Spring's gonna go ahead and lay down the torch where it's at, since he has good in an area where he has advantageous vision, and I need to turn down the. Wait. Oh, that's through. Never mind. I know where that's coming from now. Volume mixer. I forgot we're doing it through this. So you turn down a little bit so I can be heard. So once I have the torch down, I'm just gonna go ahead and approach the spider and swing at it with my drawn weapon.
One moment here.
Oh, okay. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm just adding a light.
Okay.
And I have to edit it. Give it. There.
Am I good to go? Am I good to go?
Yes.
Alright, so I approach the spider, and I'm going to use one short sword, so back to core. Does a 9 hit?
Ooh.
No.
Shit.
See, now if it had hit, then you rolled the Hunter's Mark to see what additional damage you do from having marked it for an attack.
Oh, okay.
Cat.
Yeah,
No.
I understand Hunter's Mark and all that stuff. I played a ranger in my last character in the other campaign.
Alright, well, if I have any questions, I'll ask you then, Kib. Thank you.
Yee.
Alright, well, that's gonna end Spring's turn.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up crossbow while going ahead and sending the orders to attack to the robos.
The robots.
Robots, yes, robots. I'm going to go ahead and am I capable of saying attack its back if possible?
Yes.
I go ahead and do that, and I'm going to take a shot with the crossbow. Let's see here. Where is it?
Why do we have 2 springs on the turn order?
Sprinky dink.
Sorry, I was just
Goes
curious.
twice, but one of his turns he has to spend being cute.
I believe that hits.
Yep.
So, he goes ahead and fires that, and both the machines are basically going to be running in. The cat just zooms in.
The cat has zoomies.
1, 2, 3.
You don't control them.
I don't?
You give them.
Alright.
orders.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So,
And I go ahead and order them to both maneuver in to attack from behind if possible.
so this goes.
Nope, 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 nope. It's just a shame I can't see any of this action going on. No idea what's happening up there. I'm just incapable of scrolling up.
So
It doesn't work.
Okay, Kip, do you or KTP? Do you just are you an arachnophobe? Like, do you have arachnophobia?
Not bad. I just really hate spiders.
Ah.
They're disgusting and creepy. As long as they're not near me, they're fine. Unless they're one of the venomous, poisonous. I don't remember how it goes, but as long as they're not near me or on me, they're fine.
Do I need to roll the attacks, or are you doing it, T?
I'm rolling it.
Bonk.
So the clown tries to smack the spider with its hammer, but ends up just kind of going right through its legs as if they weren't there.
Okay, so at least now I know a 10 doesn't hit.
Well, that data just goes ahead and comes right through. Did I even see my arrow my bolt do damage?
Yes, you did see it actually stick in.
I'm assuming Spring probably saw it sticking out.
Yeah.
So
Kitty has
it's like
claws.
the cat comes in and just kind of jabs the thing in the side of the abdomen, and you see a little bit of glowing blue splatter, like comes right down on the altar and leaves just like glowing blue blood.
Ah, so the spider is a blue blood. It has money.
You fucking
Now it's
dork.
Reese's turn.
Oh boy,
It
let's.
has a treasure chest.
And one wonders what the Fluffy Wuffy is going to do.
So
Probably hide behind the much smaller kib.
let me just get my ruler out here. Yep. He's gonna kind of gulp nervously as he's, kind of put on the spot. And he's gonna pull out a kind of what looks like kind of a small gyroscope with a gem in the middle. And he's just gonna shoot this ray at it, which hits. And he hits this thing right in the face, and it kind of leaves this kind of like layer of frost over this thing's eyes and pedipalps, and the thing kind of like rears back and screeches at him. Does not seem very happy, and Remus, in response, yelps like a puppy and
Meep.
hides behind Kib.
It's kind of funny, a big wolf hiding behind the tiny goat. Like, lift up my horns, hide face.
Damn it.
Small boy.
Small goat shield.
The shield of the goat. Technically, the bear could strap him to the
What?
shield. And...
What the? Oh my fucking god!
Being trolled again.
God damn it!
Yes, everything points at Spring.
That's it. I'm naming this episode Wild Adventures Episode 3. Everything points at Spring.
The spider hasn't pointed at you yet.
Oh, it will.
Give it
It's gonna
time.
Point at him with the pedipalps. You're gonna like, tasty. Ah!
I hate it. No.
That was awful. You just named it.
I already knew what it was.
I already knew what it was.
Yeah,
He didn't explicitly say the name, if I recall.
I did.
You did? Okay.
I said it's a face spider.
Eh,
Spring knows
I heard
that.
face.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I knew that. I read about it in the book.
Anyway.
It's now Kib's turn.
Yay.
Delicious.
Now look at the spider, Kib.
I don't have to scroll up too much. I can still aim with the ruler. It's oh shit, I can't see it. I'm thinking that's 35.
Yeah, that's
this is
35.
So this is 35. Okay. What is my range on this spell?
It's a
Okay,
guesstimate.
120 feet.
Okay, you're gonna
Good.
fall off the desk if you keep that up.
All right, well, I'm gonna. I think I can hit it from where I'm standing, but I don't know if I could. If the thing is, I don't know if spring is in the way.
This is a big spoder.
Yeah, it's a big spider, right?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Large size. Is
What?
Big giant fucking spooder.
Okay, well, in that case, Kib is going to plant his staff firmly on the ground, and then with his free hand, he's reaching into the fire in front of him, pulling back a bit of the fire, and fire bolts at the spooder. There we go.
Yay!
There's a
So
12 hit.
as you kind of twist this kind of plume of flame into a usable shape and hurl it at this thing as this swirling mass of fire, it smacks the thing dead in the face and melts the frost off of it. And it's also not too pleased with this action.
Yay!
It's just Angie today, isn't it?
No talk me Angie.
Wait, what did it do? Oh,
I made it Angie.
oh. Don't make it more angy. It's I'm like right in prime range, and I'm not
Angie
exactly
Spooder.
and I'm not exactly the most armored of the party.
Well, you're the one who went up close to it. That's your damn fault.
Remember, it's not the only thing that has a needle, and if you get one needle, you have to get the other.
Now, needles I actually have a legitimate fear of. I do not
You'll
like
get an affectionate stab.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think that's it for my turn. I'm gonna stay by the fire, and I'm gonna lower my spells down by 1 because wait, unless that was a cantrip, I don't remember.
That's a cantrip.
Oh, yeah, it's a cantrip. I don't lower the spells down. Yeah.
So, the spider is going to look at the closest thing to it and attempt to grab Spring with his front legs and give him a little love bite.
Meow, kitty.
The spider goes meow.
Does a 20 hit?
You just like fucking up Spring, don't you?
Yes, a 20 hits.
You take...
Well, I mean,
Okay, so as this thing sinks its big fangs into you and grabs you with its pedipalps, it deals 6 piercing damage, and now you need to make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
So I just click Constitution.
Yes.
no, there's this legitimate thing that says Constitution saving.
Yeah.
It's
Wait, what? Where?
Okay. Do you see your proficiency bonus on your character sheet?
I see. Oh yes, I see my saving throws.
Yeah, saving throws are right below it.
Okay. And am I rolling at any kind of a disadvantage or advantage?
Nope.
So just a normal roll.
So it doesn't count as flanking with the robots?
No.
This is a saving throw. Saving throws
It's-
can't be flanked.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking about something else. That's going to be in his next attack.
Yeah.
I'm derping.
I'm gonna say
Ooh.
that this isn't good.
Yeah. You take 10 poison damage.
Yay!
So I took how much damage in total?
16.
Are you on the ground again?
I'm probably about to be.
Well, Daggery's gonna go ahead and stab you in the butt.
Hold on, I gotta pull up my calculator.
Oh, you can just click the red... You click on your token, click the red circle, then enter -16, and then enter.
So then I have. Ow! I have 12 hit points.
So, the spider, once it kind of reels back from biting you, its eyes glow even brighter, and you see the rest of its body kind of fade out of existence until its eyes disappear too.
Oh boy, Cheshire Cat Spider.
Wait, what?
It's a phase spider. It can phase out of existence into the ethereal plane. Which I'm going to assume he was right about, so I did not just spoil things.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess and say. So where exactly did it bite me?
On your shoulders.
Stab, stab, stab. But remember, you read about how to use things across planes.
Yes, I did. Okay. Hmm. So first thing that Spring's gonna try to do is he's gonna try to detect and see where it moved off to.
Okay.
What do I roll?
He would. I believe I could be wrong here, T. He would have an advantage on whatever roll because it is hunter's marked, and he can track it that way.
Let me look at Hunter's Mark here. I'm gonna poke out your sheet here.
I could be wrong with it, but because I never had to do that with hunter. With
You
a ranger.
choose a creature you can see within range and mystically mark it as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 to the target whenever you hit with the weapon attack, and you have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or wisdom survival checks you make to find it. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to mark a new creature.
Okay. It shifted into another plane.
Ah.
I guess it just said nope.
But let's say that you can make an Arcana check to see if you can find it.
Okay.
At advantage because you're Hunter's Mark. Nope, you have no idea where it went.
Fuck. Okay, so technically it would still be able, so technically if I tried to move, say, towards Thackeray, depending on where it is, since I don't know where it's at, it could gain advantage against me.
Attack of opportunity.
Or attack of opportunity.
Depending on where it is.
Unless you make a full retreat action.
It's now Spring's turn.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to weigh my I'm trying to. Hey, Lorgans.
Yes.
What's the range of your heal?
I believe it's touch. I think. It is touch range.
And what is touch range?
Next to me.
Shoot. Okay.
Full withdrawal action.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make a full withdrawal action and move towards Thackeray.
Okay.
Might want to go next to him.
So
Well-
here.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
It's still within touch range.
Well, yeah, but you're still in the front, which means the spider would still attack you logically first.
I don't know
I'll
how
go ahead
armored Thackeray
and-
is. And that's
gonna
gonna end my turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and broadcast a signal to the robots to immediately attack that target if it shows again.
Okay.
Sentry mode activated. And I am going to go ahead and
Dude, the
so that'll
friendly
put me at
stabs.
2 slots left, so
Wait, you only have 2 spell slots? Did you cast the spell before?
no. It's going to make this 2.
Oh, okay.
Alright, he goes ahead to go like, we gotta keep meeting, we gotta stop meeting like this. As he basically just goes ahead and lifts up his wrist, the needle comes out, and gently presses it into place before it administers the medicine.
Okay. So I gained +5 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indeed.
I was wasn't
You
sure to
should be
take
at, like,
17.
yeah.
Yeah, I just went ahead and clicked the little bubble and hit +5.
Yep, that's that. Yeah, I was trying to think of how to. I couldn't remember the things. It's been a while since I had these.
And you're like, I'm afraid I don't have the knowledge necessary to triangulate it like you might have.
Oh, by the way, you forgot to enter something on your sheet, Lorgans.
What did I do?
You have Thunderwave and Color Spray as spells.
Okay. And those are active regardless, right?
Yeah, you don't have to prepare them. They're just always prepared, and they don't count towards your number of spells prepared.
Okay. Just uses.
They still work under spell slots, but
Any more turns?
yeah. Anything else?
I've just told the robots to be to immediately move to attack it if necessary, and alert me.
Okay.
It is now Remus's turn. Yeah.
Remus is going to.
What happened?
Trying to figure out what he's going to do.
I mean, he could hold an action, not hold, but ready an action to attack it when it shows up.
So he's going to spend a spell slot.
Ooh, sorcerer boy.
He's going to cast Detect Magic.
Yee.
Oh, I don't have a
like
thing for
picking stuff.
Remus. I need to
That's
get.
okay, he's an NPC.
Yeah, and I've been forgetting to switch over the things, but I'll get more used to switching the things around with the targets eventually.
So it's now Kib's turn.
Okay. Well, seeing as how I can't see where it's at, I am going to basically hold and I'm going to ready a magical attack. I'm going to be ready to cast, oh, what is it?
Your OO bolt.
No, I'm actually going to hold an action to ready to cast magic missile at 2nd level, which will add an additional dart to it. So I will have 4 darts instead of just the 3.
Let's look here.
Which I'm going to wait until the spider. He's waiting to use that for when the spider shows up again.
There, I've put an aura on the Detect Magic range.
Okay. I don't really see anything, but okay.
I put an aura on Remus's token so that I can see the range he has Detect Magic for.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that's the only thing you can see.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's at the end of your turn?
Yeah.
It's the Spodidler's turn.
Yeah, I don't like that. Aww. So cute. I hate it.
Okay, so it's Spring's turn again.
It's Spring's turn.
All right. Spring's gonna go ahead and try to detect the spider once again. So roll another Arcana roll at advantage.
Yes.
All right, let me find my character sheet. Okay, there it is.
Am I able to assist in this, or is that redundant at this point because advantage?
You can't. And it's redundant.
Okay. I kind of miss the additive nature. Let's see. But that's cool.
Okay. One sec here.
Ooh. Thingy. Thingy bob.
So, you know the spider is somewhere in this general direction.
Oh! Lovely!
Okay.
But none of us know that.
He knows that.
Yeah.
I'm
He
gonna.
has to voice it.
I'm gonna go ahead and relay that information to the party then.
That is behind you? Behind us? In
Yes.
this area?
Yes.
Kiv does not look happy.
Okay. So, and then I'm gonna go ahead. Or, whoops. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take another. I'm gonna go ahead and step to the left of Thackeray.
Probably a good choice. I forgot. Am I the tankiest person here?
What's your AC?
Like 16 at least.
Yours is the same as mine. Because I'm 16 as well.
Well, you're not old enough to play in this game, Buster.
Oh, well. Okay.
I'm 12!
Okay, well then I guess I'll cut the stream and call it a day. Bye everybody, it was great. It was great being with you, but guess I'm not old enough, so...
I'm 16 and what is this?
I'm 12, what is this?
Oh, well,
Um, Anyways, that's gonna go ahead and end my turn for now.
Okay. Baxter.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call the robots to redeploy out in that direction. Still
Okay.
ready to attack.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So... I don't know where the ping tool is.
You just hold. Just hold click.
yeah.
Yeah, around that rare area.
Okay.
And watch all your hard work end up being destroyed.
Repairs are not that hard.
With supplies, I assume.
I'll go right here because it went through some difficult terrain because there's a spider web there.
Spooder web! Spooder web!
Oh no. T,
This
I
one-
know what you're doing. You're putting it into range, so I will have to look at it. You monster. I hate it. It's disgusting and it needs to die.
Well, you can make that happen.
I hope so.
Is that your turn? Or that was your turn because you ended, right?
I think I can still go ahead and use a normal action, so I'm going to go ahead and move to administer another dose to Spring.
Okay. By the way, you do need to make it more clear when you're ending your turns because they
Sorry.
move for you.
I have been.
Yes.
Not you, Thackeray.
There we go.
Yay.
And the needle just goes ahead and slides in and probably does a better job this time.
Slides
Yeah,
right
I'm
into
up
your
to-
DMs.
I'm up to 26 hit points now. I'm 2 away from my max.
That's the end of your turn?
You keep eating my spell slots, bitch!
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so it's Remus's turn, and he's gonna...
Probably be a very unhappy wolf.
run over here and look like a very scared Woofy.
Woof woof.
I like how he basically steps on the lion. Because you said this is where he's sitting tied up.
Over him.
The cat's probably wide-eyed as hell, I bet.
It's Kib's turn.
Actually, he probably hasn't even seen the spider yet from where he's sitting.
The ruckus is probably enough to say that something is very bad happening.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna step back one, so that way I'm right next to Leo, because he is defenseless, and we're not going to untie him.
And Kib is also just looking for an excuse to be a scaredy cat.
Well, you're not entirely wrong, but fuck you.
Fuck you, thank you very much.
He's just gonna move there, and he's still gonna hold his spell to attack as soon as that spider shows up. And that's it for my turn.
It's the spider's turn.
I don't like that.
It's gonna move here.
But
So-
can it not, though?
So, why has the spider disappeared from the turn order, by the way? This is just curiosity of mine.
Because they're on a different layer.
Oh.
Ah.
And it's
They're in the upside down.
Okay. I'm going to try once again to find this son of a bitch.
Roll a 20.
How
Okay,
about
that's
this,
almost-
Spring?
It's somewhere here.
Oh, wait.
I don't like that.
So, I'm guessing we're gonna have to hit it to reveal it.
Well, it's not invisible. It's on a different plane. So I don't think we can hit it while it's on the other plane, unless we end up on that plane too.
No, unless he pinpoints it and uses that ability to attack it with an object.
Ah.
But he has to pinpoint it first.
So Spring's gonna go ahead and sheath his sword, and he's going to fire an arrow in this general direction.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and
Fire across the void.
nope. My arrow just goes whisk.
The arrow goes. And just kind of hits the
My
ground.
cabbages!
Does nothing.
That's great. That's my turn.
Thackeray.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. This is a bit of a difficult thought. You know what? I have an idea. I'm going to go ahead and reach over to touch Spring one more time. This time I'm going to go ahead and cast Guidance. Basically to try to help and augment them finding it. And meanwhile, I'm assuming the robots are still fanning out.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm going to go ahead and end while reloading making sure the crossbow is reloaded.
The crossbow.
Cross clip the plague.
These guys are generally in the area you were motioning to, and they're just looking around, making little beep boops.
Okay.
Beepity blappity boop. Beepity blappity beepity blappity beepity.
What's
blappity
Remus
boop.
gonna do? Be a scared little wolf?
He was a puppy.
Remus is gonna pull out their 3/4 staff and half brandish it, half hide behind it, and say, I dare say I've never seen something like this before.
I don't think many of us have, but it'll
Aren't
be
these
fine.
Isn't this basically a bigger version of the things we fight in the bar? That was me asking, not that was not Kib asking. That was KTP asking.
This is not what you fought in the bar.
Okay, so this is not just a bigger mommy version. It is a different spider.
And it is.
It's turn.
Okay, well, seeing as how I still don't know where it's at, I'm just gonna stay put and hold my attack. For as soon as that spider reappears, just getting some magic missiles straight to the face.
You said it was magic missile level 2?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I might actually do an additional thing. Let me see. I need to read up on this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna also use a sorcerer point when it comes to it, and I'm gonna empower the spell. So that way, I can re-roll the damage for up to my charisma modifier. So that means I can re-roll 3 of the damages.
Yerp, yerp, yerp.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lower my sorcery points down by 1 because I am going to definitely be doing that. Once it finally shows its hideous, disturbing face.
So, Remus is brave enough to point and go, there! When all of a sudden you start to see the eyes start to reappear and the spider pop back up
Oh.
into the material plane.
Oh,
Well, I guess seeing as how I had my attack ready, do I go ahead and throw my magic missiles at it?
Yes. Also, you accidentally added a sorcery point instead of took one away.
Oh, my bad. I have fixed that. Alright, so magic missile 1. Magic missile 2. Magic missile 3. I will be re-rolling that one.
Good God.
Okay, well, I guess I have 2 more re-rolls. I'll be rolling it again. Okay, fine. It's gonna be a damn 2. Here goes magic missile 4.
that's gonna be a 2.
Well, here's my final re-roll.
Yay!
How much damage
So-
is that?
So that's 3, 6, 10.
Wait, what?
3, 6,
He did.
10, 12.
He did a few rerolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the 3, 3, and a 2, and a 4.
So, the moment it pops up, you're just immediately, you know where it's going to pop up because Remus told you, and just, you pop this thing with just a shotgun of little crystal-looking bolts of magic.
Yep.
It gonna be angry.
And it rears back, but then it goes, and it gives Stack a nice bite.
Me?
Yep.
At least it's someone that's immune to poisons, I think? I don't know. I
I
don't
am
understand
immune to
Rubits.
poison.
Okay, so when it grabs you, it lunges, it jumps on top of you, and it just it starts nipping at your shoulder.
I'm sorry, it does
Alright,
what to
where's
his
the
shoulder?
roll?
Gives him a nice big bite.
I don't see a roll for it.
Does a 26 hit, or does a 24 hit?
It does.
So you take 14 piercing damage, and you're immune to the poison damage because you're immune to poisons.
Okay.
Oh my goody. Also, about how damaged is it looking from the attack that from the shotgun that Kib threw at it?
It's
It's
definitely bleeding.
I look at I look at Kib and I give him a solemn nod of a good job.
Kiba holds up his thumbs like.
Well, hey, at least now you're forced to actually look at the damn thing.
I'd like
Nope, your face is in the way of it.
like to point out, Morgans,
Huh?
if that poison damage had gone through, you would have been knocked to 0 hit points.
Why do you think I've been the one who walks up to the spiders usually?
You're the one in the relationship who squishes the spiders for the other person.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I
I
just
take it.
need a bigger flip flop.
We're gonna need a big sandal for this one.
So I take it it's Spring's turn now?
Yes.
Alright. So
That son of a bitch.
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw out my sword. Oh my god, this is never going to die.
No,
So-
it won't.
So I'm gonna go ahead and draw my sword once again, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a swing at it.
Are you gonna use guidance?
Yes. Does that give me advantage towards it?
I believe it does. Let me check.
I think it just adds
One
a-
willing creature, once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice.
An attack roll is not an ability check.
Aw.
Okay, well,
I would,
does a 16 hit?
yes.
Okay, and it should. Is it still Hunter's marked?
I believe Hunter's Mark lasts quite a while. So
Yeah, it lasts an
It
hour, but
should be.
because it shifted planes, I wasn't sure if we allowed it to keep the ability or not.
it does have Hunter's Mark on it still.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll my Hunter's Mark, and it takes an additional.
So you jab this thing right next to its head, and your sword sinks all the way in and then comes all the way out, just like covered in glowing green, like viscous slime. Like not glowing green, glowing.
By the way,
Like
the spider
blue.
was also flanked, by the way. Just for future reference.
Oh, oh yeah,
yeah,
that's
it would
right.
be.
It was flanked.
But you already hit it anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, it could end up being a nat 20.
Shoo.
Anyway, okay, so this thing's probably really hurting.
Yes.
Well, that's gonna go ahead and end my turn.
Okay.
Oh.
It's Thackeray's turn then.
Alright, so first of all, order to attack. I am going to go ahead and let's see, what action was it to activate a robot special attack?
You can do that as part of your bonus action when you're commanding them.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and basically have the acrobat one unload the flamethrower, and I'm going to go ahead and take a swing with while it's flanked with my staff,
Okay.
because I don't have a giant sandal.
You just got a big stick.
The giant. Okay, the Great Sandal of Spider Smiting. Okay, we're gonna add that as a magic item.
I hate it.
Actually, let's see, let me double check everything.
What's your weapon? I have a Great Sandal. Boom.
Actually, I think I'm going to segue that strike into a thunder wave. Hitting
Okay.
it with that.
Thunderwave
So-
does hit everyone around you, I think.
Double check? Let's double check it actually before we do that. Hang on. One moment. We will find out together. No, I don't want to cast it yet. Come on. Let me just read it.
Yeah, each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, you basically run the risk of smacking Spring into Remus.
Alright, just hit then.
Thwap it.
Yes, and I accidentally closed the sheet. I'm a potato.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Roly-poly-doly with advantage, right?
Yes. Actually, no, you don't have advantage because there is... Okay,
Flanking?
the way I'm running flanking is you have to be directly across.
Even with large creatures?
Yes. I don't like me turning into chess games.
I would like to contest that later, but let's go with it. Let's see. Rolling.
Oh no.
That wasn't my roll.
Oh, right, you have advantage.
No, I don't.
Oh, right, you don't.
But you did
I don't
just
know why it rolled because I didn't click the thing to do it yet.
Okay, well, you don't hit either way.
Pretty much. And the fire attack from the thing and the clown one's probably going to go ahead and try to smack it with a hammer too.
You have to end your turn before they can move.
I did.
I just need you to say when you're ending your turns.
Sorry.
Okay, so...
You'll get into the habit of it.
has higher agility, so it goes first. And it's just going to turn on its blowtorch, and its hand spins as its blowtorch goes off, and it just kind of shoots flame. That kind of, it shoots across the spider and comes just short of Fack and Spring and kind of tickles their nipples.
I hate the way you said that.
Are you surprised that T said that? Come on.
No,
T.
not surprised. I just don't like the way he said it.
Horrified.
Thanks, I hate
Yes,
it.
horrified. Yes, thinks I hate it. Basically, yeah.
At this point, Spring is just unfazed after getting that massive fucking hug from the one.
I just
Unfazed by the
figure out
phase.
how many enemies I can get that can possibly hug Spring. Ropers.
No.
No.
Spring is going to have an innate fear of hugs now.
Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you?
Alright, so, what's happening now, T?
Okay, now the spider needs to make a save. There's the saves.
Save for something? Oh, the fire.
It fails to save.
Boom.
What about their nipples? Do their nipples make the save?
Unfortunately, this is not a mammal.
No, I'm talking about Spring and Thackeray.
Oh, their nipples are definitely safe.
Okay.
Hashtag brand new sentence.
Hashtag unblessed.
Blurst.
Hashtag I don't want this anymore.
Okay. Don't worry, your nipmorps are okay, but the spider is definitely not, as it gets shot in the face with fire. Or not in the face, it gets shot in the butt with fire.
Kinky.
Boom.
That's even worse.
Spider butt.
I don't like that sentence. Listen, I thought Gray was the one who was supposed to make all these cursed phrases, but no, it's you too. Stop it.
Do it, do it, do
This is worse
it.
than flesh maracas.
Clownbot walks up with his hammer and goes like the fucking horn noise.
I can just imagine it sounds like one of those Sonic bumpers when it smacks it.
And he's gonna give him a big old smack. Smack attack.
Bonk.
And
Double
it
smack.
misses.
Oh well.
And it looks really sad. It like drops its hammer dejectedly and looks at the ground.
It makes a sad honking noise.
It's Kib's turn.
Um,
It was Remus's turn, and what's Remus gonna do?
is he making a warm crime in his pants?
No, he's brave and is gonna try and hit it with his stick. He's gonna brandish his weapon and actually hits it.
Bonk.
Wow, I'm surprised he's doing it with the one hand.
And now it is
Okay.
Kib's turn.
Right. Okay. Well, Kib isn't going to do that. Instead, he's he's doing another second level actually, hold on. Let me see. I'm actually, instead of doing a magic missile, I'm going to do a second level chromatic orb, and I'm popping in another sorcery point to. No, I'm not going to waste it. I want to keep my sorcery points just in case. So no, it's just going to be a regular second level chromatic orb.
Okay.
So let me do that.
Do it.
No advantage. I rolled it already, but I need to roll an additional D8 if it hits.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Great! Great, I
Either.
should have used that sorcery point. But it's too late now. So, yeah, no, I'm gonna... This is gonna sound so horrible when I say this, but I'm basically gonna straddle Leo so it won't be able to attack him without going through me. I hate that I had to say that word, that sentence. That is not a sentence I wanted to ever say. But I'm straddling Leo.
I never thought I would see a goat sorcerer giving an insane lion adapt lance, we'll call it, in the middle of battle.
Listen here, you little shit.
Little dance.
That is the end of my turn. Yeah, because as insane as he is, I think Kib technically worked with him in the town hall, library and stuff,
Yes.
and so he is somewhat friendly with him. So this would make sense of being protecting him. Plus, there's a giant spider, and no one wants to die to that.
Also, somebody's got some background echo.
That might be me. I'll go ahead and mute myself.
Okay,
Brah.
so it's now the phase spider's turn. And he's gonna try and finish off Thak with a big old bite. Does a 17 hit? Hello?
Derp. Me.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
You take 4 piercing damage as the spider manages to jab one of its fangs into you.
Rah. Lapis.
And now, the big old Spodatter is gonna slowly fade away. And then it's Spring's turn.
God damn it. We lost it again. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead. Springy, springy, spring. Spring. Alright. Alright, you son of a bitch. Where'd you go to this time?
I look over and say, would one of you happen to have an actual potion? I'd rather save the last spell I have, the last slot I have.
Does a 12 get a general idea of where it has
He's
gone?
right there.
Oh. Alright.
Well, time for your trick.
Well, then I'm gonna go ahead and take a swing at the son of a bitch with my sword. Unless then I can't, because... Can I?
There's nothing on the material plane there.
Didn't you tell him about how he could technically do that?
I don't coach players about which abilities they have.
Well, I know you said that I'm missing an ability.
You have an ability. I won't tell you specifically what, but it's because you got it from being a Horizon Walker.
Right, but
You need
with...
to read what it does.
But I don't know
It's
what...
not a spell.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because you said that because when we were talking earlier, you said it wasn't on the list and we hadn't had a chance to add it to the list, so I don't
It was
actually
a
know. What...
You're missing a spell, but it's not a spell I'm talking about.
Oh. Hold on, let me take a look.
The book was describing one of your abilities. Specifically, Planar Warrior.
Right, I'm actually looking at it right now.
Your Planar Warrior ability makes a weapon exist.
I'm reading that. I'm reading that ability like literally right now.
Yeah.
Because like you said, because you told me I had something like, okay, well let me look over my character sheet and see what I got. Let's see. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The next time you hit that creature on this turn with an attack weapon, all damage becomes force damage, and the creature takes an extra 1d8 of. When you reach the 11th level, that becomes a 2d8.
Now, I'm going to say you can't see it, but because you know exactly where it is, I'm going to allow you to activate it without technically seeing it.
Alright, so do I click on the ability to activate it?
You can click it just to put it in chat, but you can just declare that you're using it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my my Planar Warrior to try and attack it.
Okay.
So, short sword, here we go. Does a 15 hit it?
Yes.
Okay, and then... extra 1d8, so I need to roll a 1d8. Oh, wait, so I just need to roll a d8. And I got a 6.
So, do you want to describe how you kill it?
You know what? Because I'm still learning how it all goes, and you know it better. I'll go ahead and let you describe it.
So, Spring, you take your mighty blade, and you grab the pommel of the sword, and you just kind of step forward, and you just underhand bring this thing down right between all of its eyes, and you can see, in the material realm, you can see the flashes of where its eyes are, until they slowly fade away, and as you pull your sword back, it's covered in phase spider blood, and there's no sign of the spider at all. It's clearly dead, but trapped in the ethereal plane.
Yuck.
And that's, my friends, is my Sandal of Doom.
Splat! That has got to be the weirdest monster death I've ever seen.
Well, to be
Died
fair,
in another
we did
plane.
To be fair, we didn't see the death.
Well,
So-
yes, quote unquote scene.
There you go.
Alright. Spring is... Well, at this point, combat. Spring's just gonna go ahead and clean off his blade, and then throw it back into its sheath once again.
I go ahead and start trying to work through it and see if I can push any joints or malfunctioning parts back into place for at least decent functionality for the time being.
Uh, actually, I reach into my pack and I do hand Thackeray a healing potion as he requested. I actually did have.
Excellent.
I did have one. It's just with the spider still being alive, I didn't want to take a chance, friend.
Fair enough.
Gib promptly stops straddling Leo.
That's interesting. The kitty lap
Gib-
dance of the spider fight.
I just want to get out here and say that Gib moves completely away from Leo.
Okay,
He's like,
the kitty lap dance of the spider fight is a brand new sentence, I'm pretty sure.
It is,
Uh,
and I hate it.
Now,
So-
it reminds me of the yodeling veterinarian of the Alps, I'd like to point out.
Oh,
Okay, so so just this way I can make sure that I understand my planner warrior ability entirely entirely whenever it so I have to see it, but I couldn't see it at this point. But so but say I generally have an idea of where it's at if I do like my detect arcana, and then I kind of have a general idea. Would that still count as me seeing it, or are we just doing it this one time?
Depends on the situation.
Okay. So basically, I can declare the attack, and then you'll let me know if I can do so otherwise.
Yes. So you can ask me if you can try.
Okay.
I'll let you know if you can. But yeah, the flavor that I'm running for it is that it is an attack that exists in the material realm, the astral plane, the ethereal plane, and the Feywild at the same time.
Neat.
so you might have just accidentally stabbed someone in the Feywild.
Well, that would be awkward, wouldn't it?
They'll be fine.
Just until a red cap comes after you guys.
Yeah, you don't want to piss off anything from the Feywild. Trust me.
Blink dog time.
Okay, so
But
in that case, Spring is actually just gonna go ahead and kind of go back inside the building and kind of explore around and see what else is in there.
Okay. Now, if you peek around the altar, there is a pile of dead bodies.
Oh, this thing's been gorging itself upon. It's been gorging itself upon weary travelers that are idiots that don't pay heed to traps.
Well, to be honest, was there anything that would be indicative of it before people camped here?
Well,
And I don't mean just the webs within the building, because that could be overlooked potentially.
could be.
Needless to say, it might be a good idea to go ahead and clear out the webs.
So the webs, if you actually take a close look at them, are very faintly glowing a very soft light blue, like the spider's blood.
Hey, Spring, you might have a better hand at this. Perhaps we should gather these up?
The spider webs?
Yes. Silk is rather useful, is it not?
yeah, I would imagine so. Plus,
It could
this
be,
is
and with it being
this-
with it being ethereal, it could contain magical properties that someone could make use of. Potentially.
yeah.
People are always looking for exotic materials.
Yeah. Is there anything that I can use
Sorry,
to
just
kind of
attempting to die.
wrap up this the spider silk without it causing a problem in my bag?
So like
Uh,
a spool or something.
Well,
you can
depends on
certainly
which.
kind of jerry rig something together.
I
Hmm.
guess I'll grab some sticks and just kind of like try to use them as a spool. As a spool.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you find a nearby stick, you start to spool up all of these softly glowing webs. And you find as you bunch more and more of this crud up onto the stick that the more of it masses together, the more it starts to kind of glow until you end up with basically a very soft blue torch with spider silk glowing at the end instead of fire.
Well, that's an interesting effect, is it not?
We, depending on how this works, we could have a rather infinite source of light potentially.
That could be useful. I mean, we also have me. I can do infinite sources of light if I don't throw them into a fire again.
I look over at Remus and say, "So, what's the history of this particular location, if you know?"
I'm afraid this is I don't know. This place was probably at one point built by somebody who was an adherent of a different faith. The
Uh,
markings here are
Well,
not quite of my religion.
even so, it might be able to still form as a place of respite now that we have cleared out the disagreeable resident.
So what you find here is 10 gold nuggets, just scattered around.
Wait, nuggets?
Yes, gold nuggets.
Oh,
Nuggies.
I'm gonna inspect that. I'm gonna inspect that backpack and see if there might be anything inside.
Inside, you find a complete explorer's pack.
Quick question, T. How is it that hit dice work again?
During a short rest, you can consume any number of hit dice. You roll those dice and add the total to your HP.
And then they restore after a long rest.
Yes.
All right.
And
I think
long rests is a full restore. Unless you've been affected by something really major.
I'm going to go ahead and use all three of those and save the potion because me and Spring tend to get beat to the shit.
You're not currently resting, though.
Oh, I can't rest right now?
You will get a chance to rest in a moment.
All right.
Well, I found another explorer's pack over here that we can use.
That's
There
always
is
useful.
also the large chest.
I think I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the chest.
lewd.
Yes, everyone loves large chests, don't they?
Amazing chest ahead.
Big bar titties.
All right, I thought we were
All
playing
right.
D&D, not Dark Souls.
I go ahead and quickly take a look at it, see about any locking mechanisms, and see about opening it up.
There
But
is
I am curious if there's any sort of drawing or symbolism on the chest.
It's a pretty simple wood and metal construction chest. No real markings on it.
Mm-hmm.
It does look pretty heavy. Like, pretty heavy duty, though.
All right. No lock.
There's no lock on it.
I'm gonna go ahead and open it.
Unsecure.
Please don't let it be a mimic.
Consulting of documents.
Consulting of what treasure you're gonna get.
It's gonna be the deck of many things. Yay! We're gonna doom everyone.
I have an
Destroy
idea.
the world.
For each session, perhaps we could put up a little thing on the stream that shows the goodies that have been acquired in a given session.
Possibly. So inside you find 16 gold pieces, 12 silver pieces, 21 copper pieces.
Are these coins that would appear local from what I understand?
Yeah, they do appear to be from the local economy. They have the same kind of religious symbol stamped on them as as Remus's cloak. As well, in there you also find a small, finely cut black stone.
I call Remus over and say, hey, these have the same symbol as your cloak on these coins.
Can bag of holding.
What's a bag of holding?
It's a pocket dimension.
It's something we desperately want.
Well, I don't think I can make that for a while.
So,
Eventually, maybe.
when you show the coin, both Remus and Spring know that those coins are called talons. And they are minted by the local temple.
I go like, so it's interesting to see them here, since you don't have any recollection of this particular temple. That said, though, money is money.
I would
I look
say
at the gem, though. I set the coin down and look at the gem.
I don't know what the praising gemstones is in terms of a roll. Investigation?
Maybe. I could
think
go
that's
ahead and
what-
see about
I
that.
think that's what it would be.
Let's see. What have we got for skills here that makes sense? Investigation should work, I suppose. There we go.
It's an onyx.
Ah, an onyx. Lovely.
Oh no, it's a giant rock snake.
I'm going to show you my record onyx.
I admit I'm not really knowledgeable of religious practices on the island. Was this a donation box of some kind at one point?
Who are you asking this?
I'm asking Remus still.
This is, no, this building, our shrines are more, how do I put it? Domed. And we only take donations, directly, through a box that we walk through town.
Ah. Well, either way, I go ahead and see about divvying things up appropriately.
You know, it's an interesting thing, how we came to the practice of coinage. These were originally religious tokens that had to do with the shrines all over the island some 500 years ago, but as time went on, and they became valued as collector's items and became more desirable than simple pieces of metal. And
Medium of exchange is formed.
you'll find older coins have different markings on them, but most of the major shrines are currently not in use.
Ah. Not enough people to staff them, I take it?
No. I'm afraid the old religion is not doing as well as it used to.
Ah. Trends do come and go.
I love that you're referring to his religion as a trend.
Well, keep in mind, I'd come from a background where religion might not play as big of a role.
Touche. But yeah.
You fish.
Huh?
Wasn't hear you.
Listen here, little shit.
Basically.
So,
Anyway,
this appear to be all cleared up. It appears to be safe now.
well, looks like this will be a good place for people to actually rest on the road around
Well,
the
I
island
mean,
at this point.
should we bury the dead?
That would probably be for the best. Or at least give them a pyre.
So,
Kib's gonna look to Remus because he's not been here long enough to experience death. He doesn't know the proper what happens here. He doesn't know if it's burial, pyres, or what. So it'll be up to the guy who basically works at a temple to declare.
funerals are conducted by archpriests only. They have to send somebody out here to gather the bodies and prepare them for uh, internment in the proper catacombs.
Then we should at least make sure that wildlife can't get in here.
I will speak to the head of the charnel house at Cliff Temple.
Good. Last thing this place needs is more ghosts and beasties. Alright, so let's go ahead and get everything gathered together. And I think it might be time to turn in.
Should we take watches? Yeah.
Well, you already know my habits as far as it goes. That and my companions.
That was KTV actually forgetting about that. I legitimately forgot that you didn't sleep.
Spring just heads back over to the fire, lays down, with kind of like his bedroll kind of like out, and just silently falls asleep.
Flop.
Clearly, really tired from from the battle and just in general of the day.
Remus very carefully sits himself down. And he looks at Kib and Dak and says, "You two newcomers do know much of the religion."
I've only been here for how long? Did we say like a couple months, a year?
I thought it was 2 months.
It was 2 months. That's right. I've only been here a couple months. I've not spent much time. Well, let's just say I've been spending most of my time either working or in the bottle.
And you're like, I've only arrived within the past few days, if memory serves properly. That said, I'm truthfully very ignorant to the practices as much as I am to my own origins, for the most part.
Yes, it should be.
But I'm finding that I'm starting to adapt rather well.
And
Well,
that's why I want to help with your research. I have to know where I'm from. I'm forgetting something that's I just know it's important. I must know.
the 5 spirits, as it were, are the spirit of the deer, the spirit of the raven, the spirit of the rabbit, the spirit of the wolf, and the spirit of the bear. They all represent some fundamental part of the island. The raven represents change and to move on, and is seen as the primary deity of mourning and loss, but also rebirth. The deer is the spirit of nature. I worship the spirit of the wolf, who is the spirit of wisdom and knowledge. The bear is the spirit of the earth. And then finally, it's the spirit of the rabbit, which represents the soul. I believe that memory is not just something in our heads. I think it's something deeper, more magical than the mundane that we might think it to be. Um, I don't think it's the same as the soul. I think that the body has both a soul and its memories separately, and whatever happens to this island, people are their bodies and their souls are coming here, but their memories are being left somewhere.
In the end, memory is part of an identity and informs how people behave and react to different situations.
There's an island just off the coast of Mistaken Village that is. It's the home of the Shrine to the Wolf that my order once took care of, but it's since fallen into ruin in the past couple hundred years. I would like to go there and see if there's some way to perhaps undo this, what I would consider to be a curse.
Well, it's always good to try to pursue some options.
Now, this is an odd thing that I'm concerned that I came back for a reason and I've forgotten it. Because when I washed ashore, I found a book written in my hand that I can't read. And you see as he produces a book. But it looks, whenever you look at the writing, it's almost like it's off, like it's been twisted somehow and you can't quite read it. It's clearly handwritten, but anytime you try to comprehend the meaning of any particular word, your mind drifts away and you kind of forget.
Part of me kind of wonders if Spring would be able to read it since he would still technically have all of his memories.
Well, when you look at that, it looks like it might be something a little bit more than just simple memory loss, if it's affecting the pages of a book. That might be something worth considering in your research.
If I came back and I kept this so precious that I made sure it was wrapped up tight so it couldn't be damaged, I fear it's a message to myself that I can't read.
If we'll have to try to see if we can figure out a way to read it. It seemed important, to say the least.
Indeed. That's something that we're going to have to go ahead and investigate. That said, perhaps if an image could be produced of the work with and then viewed, maybe that would help. In other words, view it through the eyes of another.
I don't know what you would mean by that. I tried to draw down what I saw, but every time I did, my memory failed me as soon as I looked to the page I was copying upon. I tried looking as I wrote and moving my hand without looking at where I was drawing, and all that came out was esoteric symbols I can't decipher.
I get the feeling that Thackeray might be pointing more like, "Hey, try seeing if Spring can read it."
I just wave Spring over and say, "Can you read this?"
Spring's asleep.
Oh shit. Never mind.
You would have to wake him up. Which,
Probably will do that in the morning.
well, let me put it like this. Use this information how you will. He's not exactly fully asleep. He's just kind of like lying there with his eyes closed, lost in his own thoughts. So
Well,
he would
s-
not be you would not be disturbing him in any real way.
well, he probably heard his name called when referring to that.
Was his name said? I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I said maybe Spring could read it.
It'd probably be it'd probably be best just to call for him one more time just to make sure.
Spring, you awake?
Yeah, what's up?
Take a look at this. Can you read it?
Spring uh gets to his feet and walks over, uh grabbing, is it a book?
It is
Yeah, the book he has.
And grabs the book and takes a look at it.
so quite clearly you can see that the first passage of the first page appears to say this.
Oh boy. Uh
Mrah.
For those in stream, it said something along the lines of this.
uh
Were they even
can,
able to recite the words?
can Spring try to recite it?
Um, when you try, you forget what it said.
I I can read it, but I don't know how to pronounce. Like, I can read it, but I don't know how to say it.
If you look at it again, it looks like it says something else.
Congratulations, you've made the Elder Scroll book.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't help, and that's weird because I'm born of this island. I've lost no memory. Spring would just hand the book back over to Thackeray and then proceed to go back to his resting place.
You say rest
Weird.
it's like he died. Oh no. So you guys are given a chance to have a full rest. That's a full 8 hours of both sleeping, preparing,
There
food,
was
doing whatever you need to do.
one more thing I was going to do. I was going to go ahead and I want to use detect magic focusing directly on the book.
Yes.
Let me see. Do I require any rolls for that?
Um, it's a spell, so you just use it.
I go ahead and use it.
The spell reveals that the book lights up randomly, and you can't tell what school of magic it is, if it's magic or if it's mundane. It's like the book doesn't even know what it is. The book is itself some anomaly. Like it's fundamentally broken somehow. On a fundamental magical level, it's broken.
I go ahead and relate this to him and say, your magic's broken. I don't think your book knows if it's a book or not.
Yes, I've been trying for 3 years to figure out what it means, but
Maybe in a place where magic simply ceases to function might be a place to examine it.
I'm hoping if we go to Ruin Island, we could somehow decode what's in this book.
Perhaps. But if you find an opportunity to examine it where magic can't function, that might be another option. You may at least be able to attempt a transcription if possible. Who knows?
I do believe that we should be resting for the journey to the temple.
Yep, that's it. And end.
So, you all take a full rest, which means you go to full hit points and full spell slots.
Yay.
Yay.
Which, oh wait, I do. So I'm back up to my full HP, so I get my last 2 HP back. Yay!
HPP.
Also, fucking T, I'm going to politely make a request of you to fuck off with trying to kill Spring. Pointing it.
Walking into hug range.
No. I know what you're doing because I can't see your rolls, and I'm pretty sure you're flubbing those dice. Like, yeah, hey, does a 20 hit you? Just so you can see Spring's fucking reactions and making sure that he cries rivers of tears in his sleep.
Flubbing them, dude. I've just been like, let's attack him. Oh, look, an unnatural 20, a dirty 20.
Yeah. That's what all the DMs say. That's what all DMs say. Look, I get it.
Rolls are real.
I get it. I get it. You want to hug Spring, and that's fine. And you like to point at Spring, and that's fine. Just stop trying to kill my character.
I'm not trying to kill your character, bro. Trust me, if I wanted to kill your character, he'd be dead.
Fuck you.
When, where, and how hard?
We'll talk about it after stream. Sweet, I'm dead. Okay, well, that's the end of my roll.
Spring dies.
Sweet. That means I don't have to play anymore. I'm gonna go play on my Switch now.
No. Dude, I'm so mad at Nintendo. They made the Nintendo Switch, and then when they made a smaller version, they didn't call it the Nintendo Bottom.
So does that mean the Ultimate Switch, which is going to be TV only and be better, than it?
Yes, so, I want the Nintendo Top.
I think now would be a good time to call an intermission.
Yes.
Scrim!
I would just like to remind Lorgans, though, that he has big top energy, and by that I mean he's a clown.
So, while we're on break, I'm going to run a 3-minute ad break. I know everybody fucking hates ads. I hate ads. You hate ads. The world hates ads. Twitch loves ads. Guess what nobody likes? Mid-roll ads. And I don't know if any of them have been running. So,
I hate ads. You hate ads.
But for the declaration, to try and be cool with it, we're going to run 180 seconds of ads. And then when we get back, we'll call it a day. So, till then, you all have, well, I don't know why I'm saying it like I'm ending, but
go get a snack.
Yeah, go get a snack, use the restroom. FAP!
Wow.
Do what you gotta do. We'll see you guys here soon.
I need to go get a drink.
Also, Lorgans,
Hmm?
43 minutes.
43 minutes. What?
180 seconds of ads is 3 minutes. Or, I mean, okay, sorry, excuse me. 180 seconds of ads is 43 minutes of pre-roll being off.
Yeah, but what about mid-roll?
I would imagine that it ends. I would imagine it'd be the same for both mid and pre.
But yeah, I'd always say if I'm gonna be doing the ad thing so we don't have it interrupt. So
And we're back, everybody.
Yeah. What odds did you all get?
Yeah.
I'm honestly curious. But that said, I guess it's wake up fresh in the morning. Tweet tweet.
I need coffee.
Coffee.
Well,
Apply
well,
directly to the
coffee.
booty.
Bro,
No.
Remus just looks at Springs like, what is coffee?
It's life's elixir.
Panacea.
No,
I'm afraid I'm all
It's
out of that.
it's
it's
that.
some
It's
sort of bitter beverage made out of beans.
well,
Beans, beans, beans,
Is
beans.
that why the alcohol in your town tastes so bad?
I don't know. I don't drink.
I-
I don't really drink this. I don't really drink that often.
Well, technically, I believe you probably could make alcohol from beans. I'm not sure if it'd be a wise idea.
You know, I'm starting to think that might actually be the key ingredient in Scuzzbrow.
It tastes awful.
Does anyone get flatulent?
It tastes
after
awful
you-
when it works.
But once you've drank it enough, you don't taste it anymore because your tongue is probably dead.
That doesn't speak well of it, you realize, right?
I never said it did.
Like, that stuff makes the stuff a circus would serve rather look rather high class.
What's a circus?
I've been meaning to
A
ask that
circus
as well.
is think of it this way, like a group of traveling performers.
Oh, fools!
Jesters.
I roll my eyes a little bit visibly at that. I go like, performers of any kind, be it acrobats, tale tellers, and of course fools, as you mentioned. The
So
phrase I
basically
typically
a
would use
theater
would be
troupe.
harlequins. They inspired and informed the designs of my mechanical companions that I've created.
So you guys have about a 6-hour journey where you're heading toward Cliff Temple, where you're starting to go uphill through more rocky areas, and the big kind of Clydesdale pulling the cart seems to be having a little bit of a harder time getting this heavy cart all up these inclines.
So, do you all
And
have
we
a good
wanted to bring
library?
the bear.
Do you all have a
and
decent library?
as you ascend, you notice that in the kind of valleys below these cliff sides that you're ascending, there's a lot of mist, but at some point a breeze comes by and kind of pushes the mist aside, and you see it almost looks like little kind of stumps poking out of the ground, but at a closer glance after seeing the strange shape of some of them, you notice that the entire area is just spackled with tombstones. And the whole valley down there is a graveyard.
I take it this is the communal internment which you've spoken of?
No, this is a much older burial site, which we don't use anymore.
It does seem rather crowded, all things considered.
Well, yes, and we consider burying the dead in the ground to be offensive.
The elementals don't take kindly to it.
So I take it you may prefer above ground internment in complexes?
We have necropolises.
Ah,
Well, we only use 2 of them now. One of them is in Forlore Mountain, and one of them is below the temple.
fair enough.
Let's just say there was a time where we did bury our dead below ground, and the elementals were not very pleased.
I dare say that the Raven doesn't quite like that method.
However, thankfully, the raven was easily appeased, and uh, we did apologize, and through communion with the raven, sought an alternate means that satisfied both parties.
I see. It's interesting how burial practices change over time.
So as you slowly come off the cliffs, you start to see the top of a tower that looks little bit like a lighthouse, a very ancient one. And the further you travel, the more you start to see more and more of this building across the hours until you see it's built on kind of a thicker kind of foundation until as you approach closer, it appears to be a rather large tower built on top of a kind of a ziggurat. As this big
Interesting.
three-tiered structure, um, which you can see probably has religious significance and is probably the temple in question.
Mm-hmm.
As you come
Oh,
closer, you start to see that there's walls around the and a gate. And the road becomes much, much nicer when you hit about, let's say about this point. And as you come in closer and closer and come around the bend up to where the front gate is, um, you notice that there are two gates side by side.
mm-hmm.
One extremely large, one slightly smaller, and you go up to the smaller gate. And uh, several guards stop the cart and step forward, and just out of habit, Remus comes, sits up, reaches back, and pulls out a scroll that he pulls out and shows the guards. One of the guards goes, "Right," and they step aside and they allow the cart through. You see that you clearly need some kind of written authorization to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Did
All
the
right.
rest of us get allowed in, or just him?
You're all allowed in.
Okay.
So as you come through, you see buildings that are done in kind of a. They appear to be brick buildings that are done in very bright white plaster. And there's some areas where the plaster's chipped away around corners and where a lot of wind and rain would hit. That's showing some of that kind of brown brick underneath. But it seems a lot of areas have actually been patched with fresh plaster that is a little bit brighter than the rest due to its newer laying. The roads are very fine stonework. It's very fine masonry fit together perfectly. As you come up to this big ziggurat of a building,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody that you see seems to be wearing robes very similar to Remus in different colors. There are some who have these kind of dark violet robes. There are ones who have dark blue. There are ones with a deep kind of purple or deep kind of like emerald robes. There are people who have like a very light cream colored robe. And then finally you have people with kind of like a deep scarlet robe.
Ah.
And all of them bear the same kind of three circle insignia, but it seems like the front part of their robe each has an insignia of one of the different sects of the temple. Remus does have one, which appears to be kind of a visage of a wolf.
All right.
Soon enough, you get up to the main complex, and you go through, like in the cart, through a very large door into what seems to be kind of a more cargo in and out area. And as they come in, as you come in, it seems some people are ready and help, bring the horse in and get it out of its kind of saddles and straps and everything, and disconnect it from the cart so it can be taken to the stable. Well, a lot of the objects in the cart are unloaded automatically by these, I'd say about 5 attendants,
Mm-hmm.
who are all in kind of a gray robe, and they don't have a symbol. It seems like these people haven't quite earned maybe some kind of status and are still lower rank within the temple. This is when you see Remus starts trying to help get Leo to move, and Leo doesn't seem like he quite wants to move. Remus is not quite the strongest person.
I go ahead and move to assist.
So together you manage to move him. As you see a very rare sight on the island, you see what appears to be a rather old human. And he's got a beard that probably comes down to, I'd say, chest level. Like maybe the bottom of his collarbone. And just white hair and a circlet. And he's wearing one of the cream-colored robes.
Mm-hmm.
And with him, you see another person, this time more of a bird. It appears to be some kind of an eagle who is wearing a very similar blue robe to Remus, but is much younger than the other man and appears to be of kind of a middle station. And they start talking to Leo and say, the old man says, don't worry, you're with friends here. We're here to help you. We know what was going on. We know what people were trying to do to you, and we're here to help you.
I
As you
kind
see,
of wonder. I'm kind of curious if anyone in the temple would know of Spring.
I don't think anybody there knows Spring.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, as you guys watch, this old man is reassuring Leo and helping to get him out of his bonds. And you see that him and his friend managed to convince Leo to walk with them. And Remus looks at you guys, and says, "Don't worry, they're used to this. Leo's not the first case that's been through this."
Well, what exactly is the case? It seems to involve things such as large amounts of paranoia, among other things.
I think it's related to memory loss. It seems like the longer you spend time here, the more of a chance you have of contracting some mental illness that's in the air, like a miasma. We have 5 dozen people in the temple who have been afflicted with this. They all seem to use esoteric magic without any prompting or training, and they all mentally degrade. Many people, unfortunately, are unable to be helped as they're too far gone and too violent to be taken in. Some people aren't seen. For instance, in Mistaken Village, I was investigating the case of a Mero who swam into the ocean and nobody's seen him since.
Strange.
Tall man, probably about 15 feet tall. Definitely of Mer lineage. His wife is terrified that he's dead.
That is rather peculiar.
So there's many cases like this going on right now. I do need to be getting back to my room, but there is a place where visitors can stay. Go talk to the proctor over there, and he'll direct you to the guest quarters. You
Very
are free
well.
to use any of our facilities, of course. You are guests. the security is simply because, to put it lightly, there are many people who are quite intent on worshipping, and to have them all in the temple at once would cause great disarray. As much as we would like to welcome everyone.
Well, we appreciate the help, Romulus.
I mean,
His name's Remus.
Remus, sorry, Remus. I knew I was gonna get it wrong eventually, but I tried.
And I appreciate you too, Sprong.
Okay, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't bring that in character, but okay, that's fine. Remus.
very. Let's see. But I'm surprised that they simply just don't schedule people's use of the facilities rather than have heavy security. It doesn't seem very normal for a religious site, at least what I would interpret as it.
It's traditional, and the process of visiting Cliff Temple involves putting in a request through your local priest, which is then brought back to here. And then, if approved, they give you a date and a proof, and you are allowed to stay for up to 1 week for a spiritual cleansing.
Ah, fair enough.
I don't know why, but that phrase just made me giggle.
All right, so I guess we're going to go ahead and take stock of the facilities.
So, Spring,
Yes.
I would like you to roll a perception check.
Perception check? Sure thing.
Yes.
Let me find my Oh, it closed out my character sheet too. Shit. Okay.
Oopsie.
Oopsie poopsie.
Perception, and rolling. Drag and normal roll.
Okay, so you notice a very strange figure. It's an older man in a green robe, and it kind of is a little bit open at the front in a V shape, coming down to probably the bottom of his collarbone, showing off like rich chocolatey brown fur, and his antlers, weirdly enough, it seems like he's tied small flowers to them so that they look like a kind of a blooming branch of flowers. And he's resting himself on a gnarled wood staff that similarly has small flowers sprouting out of the top of it. And he's looking directly at you. And you'd estimate that he's probably in his late 50s.
I'm just looking directly at me. That does not make me feel that doesn't exactly make me feel comfortable, but I'm going to cautiously approach him.
You've attracted the male gaze. How do you feel?
I don't know yet.
This is what I fucking hate about video games. It's the male fantasy.
What?
I'm joking around, dude.
Oh.
It's fine.
Hello?
It's quite how do I put this? It's quite refreshing having somebody walk into the temple who smells like the woods. This is the first time in a long time I've smelt somebody who's actually been one with the old religion, I think.
Oh, sorry, he's smelling you.
Take a good sniff.
Actually, realistically, that's not far-fetched. Someone that does spend a lot of time in the woods, such as Spring, actually would carry the scent of the woods.
Hang on, I'm having connection issues.
Oof.
I'm gonna try to go back to the PC version.
Spring confirms Stimkey.
Have I been missing with my connection dropping constantly?
Spring is Stimkey.
Fuck you.
And the attention of one of the clergy, I guess.
So, the man looking at you is probably, I'd say, 20 paces away. But he is very slowly approaching. It looks like he has probably a bum leg, judging by the way that he walks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do spend a lot of time in the woods. I was more or less born and raised in the woods.
I raise an eyebrow and go like, "You think you are technically our woodsman, as it were?"
There are many people who spend their lives among the trees, but very few people who live among the trees.
I I spend a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in the woods surrounding Wayworn, sir.
Former wood. That's why I can smell it. The mud down there has more iron in it. It leaves a very distinct smell from the clay.
A
I've
very
been all over,
stimky smell.
and it's very few people who actually connect in the way that we do with the spirit of the deer. I think that should you ever want to explore that connection, you should come talk to me. I do not pressure people to take up uh, the worship, but I do tell people when I think they have the aptitude. The ancestors of our current religion used to refer to the worship of the deer as druidcraft. And should you ever seek to explore that part of yourself, you may come to me with this. And you see, as he walks up, he pulls out a wooden coin that has a symbol on it that looks like a rack of antlers on it, with small leaves coming out to make it look like both antlers and tree branches. And the other side has the typical religious symbol on it. And he holds out his hand with this kind of keepsake to Spring as a form of entry to Cliff Temple, if he should choose to use it.
Spring takes the item and kind of looks it over. I've seen this before. My dad had one.
Who was your father?
Oh crap, what did I name Spring's father? Or had that not
I
been brought up
forgot my
yet?
dad's name.
Well,
Who
no.
is your daddy, and what does he do?
Well, no, it's because because he hasn't been incorporated into the story, I haven't really had much of a time to think of one, and I wasn't sure if I had given him one yet or not.
Could be in your bio.
Um,
I don't see it in your bio though.
yeah.
Make some shit.
Hmm.
Bob.
Nah, not Bob.
Robert.
Robin.
Sprung.
Bobby?
Name him Robin. My dad's name is Robin, sir.
Um, Robin of Wayburn. Yes, I know him. He was a bit too hot-blooded for the craft. He dropped out very early when him and I were training together.
I see. Well, I guess some of the old studies at least did stick with him because he's the one that taught me to commune with the woods.
I think he valued nature, but I think he was eager to, how should I put this? Get down with the babes, I think is what kids say now.
He just wanted to fuck.
He
That was
met,
out of character. Kid would never say that, by the way.
yeah, he met a woman and dropped out. I fully support his decision. Was his priority in life to make, but uh, I can definitely see where you get the aptitude from.
Needless to needless to say, you do have my attention.
I am a member of a circle within the church known as the Shepherds. We essentially look after the animals of the island. Anybody who tries to poach, well, uh, let's just say that they don't get to for very long before they're arrested. It's in our order's solemn oath that we protect nature and the animals, most specifically. You see, nature is a delicate balance, and when mankind comes into the equation, we can quickly tip the scale enough that things start to landslide and the world around us can be affected in such ways that animals die. They do
Yes,
not come back. Once all of the creatures of the woods are dead, they do not return. Were every rabbit to die, there would be no rabbits upon the island anymore, and then what would the foxes eat? And then the foxes would die.
that's what Dad had taught me. He taught me that we should take no more from the forest than what we need to live, and as thus we should also always give back to the forests.
The last time I went down to Forlore, I saw that it was well tended in the south. I assume that was your and his doing.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you should ever seek to immerse yourself deeper within the art of druidcraft, please come seek me out.
I would actually very much like to.
Now I'm afraid that I have to go and conduct a ceremony, but I
Well,
would rather enjoy seeing you again.
uh, I'll being that I still have to escort Leo home, I mm, will be around for the week. So, perhaps maybe later this evening you aren't too busy?
I am sorrowful to say that Leo will probably never be able to go home. We cannot cure what is afflicting him. We can simply give him the most comfortable life that we can.
Spring would just sorrowfully frown.
I would
I,
like to see the full diagnosis of that and the details of the affliction.
You should not talk about it openly, but the person who is most knowledgeable about the subject is Remus, much to his own detriment and much to many punishments of him for studying deeper into the subject. You'll find of all of the 5 elders here at the temple, I'm probably the least concerned with rules.
The only way to come up with a cure is through close research. An understanding of that which afflicts people.
I was the only one of the 5 elders on the council who voted to allow him to continue his research.
I see that as quite a bout of wisdom on your part, and applaud such.
The other elders are not bad people, but they are afraid for what it would mean to the culture of Mistaken Isle if people were to regain their memories. One of the things that keeps the peace here is that everybody who arrives here is a blank slate. What if somebody were to arrive upon the island, regain their memories, and find that they were a serial killer?
Well,
Oh
unfortunately, there are
shit.
some things that you just have to deal with in those cases.
Guys, we were weren't we hired to investigate some killings?
not to my
You're gonna have
knowledge.
to refresh my memory.
No, okay, this is KTP speaking, but didn't we have a quest to look into some killings, or am I mixing up campaigns?
I think you're mixing up campaigns.
Okay, okay. I am so sorry because that you saying the serial killer thing made me think. Oh crap! Weren't we hired to find someone that was doing some killing somewhere? But no, now that I'm thinking about, yeah, that's the other campaign. I am so sorry. This is why it pays to remember to take notes, which I am getting better at.
And which I am very, very bad at and usually give up on.
Same, actually. Not gonna lie. But yeah, continue. That's my bad.
So, the old man simply bows his head, which causes the flowers on his antlers to kind of shake a bit. And he says, "Well, I'm off, but you are always welcome to visit me. My religious name is, well, I'm afraid our names look rather similar. My name is Springhorn."
Rather appropriate name, all things considered.
Part of me thinks that maybe Spring was named after this guy. That's out of character. My bad. I'll stop.
Well, Springhorn, I'm going to attend to other matters, and if you're free tonight, I would very much like to continue this conversation.
We shall see. I will be going to conduct the ceremony. Now, you may sit in if you wish, but it is a silent ceremony.
I think I'm going to go ahead and perhaps seek out Remus if there's still plenty of time left in the day.
There's still a couple hours left in the day, yeah.
Yeah, Kib's gonna tag along with that. Also, you're not on the thing in the Roll20, Lorgans.
I know. I keep disconnecting. Charter's
Ah.
being a bastard.
Okay.
That's right, Spectrum. You suck! Then again, all ISPs suck.
Well, as you two walk,
What the?
Are you,
no. That's why
I was about to say. I was going to say I'm about to have to eat a fox.
Num num num.
What's serious in here?
I said eat, not eat.
Kinky.
No.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you guys walk, you find that Remus isn't here anymore. He's probably gone off to continue his research somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Balls, I thought we were able to help him with that.
Well, bet it
Well.
can't be too hard to find him.
No, no longer here as in no longer in the temple?
He's no longer in that kind of unloading area, like loading, unloading room.
Ah, okay.
There, you can see Springhorn is walking away with his limp toward a door, and there is a person. They appear to be in a black robe, and they have not a black robe, but kind of like a very deep purple robe,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a mask over the top half of their face. They appear humanoid, though.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's not foreboding or creepy at all.
This person is assumedly the proctor that was.
That's who we were supposed to talk to. We should probably go talk to that. Was that so that's the person that Remus pointed out to us, right?
Yes.
We should probably go talk to the guy with the mask. That's who Remus told us to speak to. I think he said he was
Very
the
well.
proctor. So I guess we turn and go towards the proctor then.
As you walk up to the proctor, he opens his arms wide and says, "Welcome, welcome. I am the proctor. I shall be placing you in the house most appropriate for you. Now, how can I aid your spiritual cleansing today?"
The only thing that I can think of is I need a place to do some repairs and maintenance on my equipment. I'm afraid I'm not exactly the religious sort, even if I do respect people's different faiths.
To restore yourself spiritually is not merely a religious experience, but one of the mind and of the soul. I do see how certain services might not be quite so cleansing to your needs, but we have plenty of places that are welcome to everybody. Now, would you like simply a peaceful place for some quiet time and
That's
recollection? Do you require a physical cleansing?
nah, I'm good. However, libraries are wonderful. I would like to see some of the local literature if you do have any.
I do believe I will match you with the House of the Wolf.
Is there any alcohol here?
No, not within the temple.
Springwood. Wait.
I'm sorry, Kip has a one-track mind sometimes.
I know alcohol is quite a divine pleasure to many people, but it is forbidden within the temple. May I suggest a full body cleansing? We can get waters and pure, purest waters, most spiritually cleansing of waters, into places you did not imagine we could.
Uh, uh, uh.
I hate the way that was phrased entirely.
Thanks. I hate it.
Does KTP responding there? KTP hates how that was referred to.
I basically just narrow one of my eyes slightly with that. One eyebrow goes up and goes like, I'll leave that to you, Kib. I'm going to go ahead and check out whatever library is available.
Kib's like, I don't know how to respond to that. Look, a bath would be appreciative.
During a cleansing, it is very much worth your time.
I would.
I'm gonna. KTP is sure he's gonna regret this, but Kib's gonna be like, okay, I guess. Okay.
Sounds like a bath to me, but
Yeah, but it sounds
bath
like
with a
worse than
clister.
that. Yeah. I'm gonna regret this. I just know I am.
anyway.
So, the proctor waves to one of the acolytes and tells him to escort Morgan's, what's his name? Thackeray.
Thackeray.
Sorry, my brain is not working right now. Tells him to escort Thackeray to the House of the Wolf, which is basically just a guest house that is has a library and kind of a workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Kib is led very directly to the bathhouse.
Are you saying Kib stinks?
I'm
Yes.
saying he's going for a cleansing.
He smells of the need for cleansing.
Listen here, you little shits.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a
Both
pretty big
inside
shit.
and out.
As you walk closer to the bathhouse,
You're supposed to respect your elders. Damn it.
looks down at you with his arms folded, his arms tucked into each sleeve. You know, he's got his left hand in his right sleeve and his right hand in his left sleeve tucked
Yeah.
together. And he looks down at you and says, "You shall be cleansed within and without."
I don't know what that means, and I am terrified. And well, I am very disturbed.
You walk
don't know
away, and we'll cut away from that. But at some point within the next hour,
You hear a very distressed
both
bleat.
Spring and Thackeray, I imagine, hear meh.
A very distressed and disturbed and displeased bleat.
Anyways, I suppose
It
it's
echoes.
Shock and amazement.
Bleh.
And you all spend your downtime.
I didn't even get to say what I wanted to do, but okay.
Okay, Spring, what are you doing?
fucking it went Thackeray and then KTP, and it's just like, well, okay, I guess Spring's just kind
All
of
the
not
important-
here.
All the important stuff's taken care of.
Anyways, I guess I'm still with the practitioner at this point. Then I
Proctor.
suppose.
The proctor?
Yes.
So having noticed that you were left behind, one of the proctor's acolytes walks up to you and says, "Hello. What kind of house would you like? Would you? I see you were talking to Springhorn. Would you like to stay in the deer house?"
Actually, I was wondering if there's a place that I may be able to commune with the spirit of the deer.
The deer house does have a shrine in the middle of it. It's a square building, and the center of it is a courtyard that is a very well-tended garden that contains the shrine. You should be able to pray there as much as you wish.
If it's not too much trouble, could you guide me there, please?
Yes, just come with me. And you see this acolyte starts walking and walking toward this house that has some kind of jade accents in parts of it, along with the white plaster. And from the middle of it, you can see there's a large tree poking out through the center of the building where the courtyard is. And the house is just, it's got full windows that are showing in towards the center courtyard, so you can always see the garden, no matter what room that you're in. And it's got everything. It's got a bath. It's got a lounge. It's got a place to sit down and eat. There's fruit and bread and meats in an ice box that actually has ice in it, which is quite a luxury, sitting in the kind of dining room. It's a very nice place. It looks like you can very comfortably stay the night there.
I gaze over to the acolyte and I give him kind of the courtesy bow. Uh, Thank you for guiding me. I very much like to be alone now. Thank you.
The acolyte bows back and then resumes going back to his duties.
Well then, at this point, Spring would take his place at the shrine and would begin praying.
So, praying in this culture usually takes the form of meditation. So you're going to meditate in front of the shrine.
Hmm.
So as you meditate there, you do begin to become a little bit more in tune to the nature around you, but you don't have an immediate revelation. You do feel something, definitely. More than you could just explain away as being your imagination. But it's not significant enough to have provided you any information yet. It's not told you anything about yourself or about the world around you. It's just made you feel a deeper bond to the island itself, if anything.
Right. Well, I foresee myself kind of being here and meditating for a bit of time. So if we want to cut over to Thackeray and Kib, that is a-okay.
We don't want to cut to Kib, I don't think.
T Fox can just insinuate with that one.
Yeah.
For this, I'm going to go ahead and probably look through a few books early to start with and see if there was anything on the writings that may have been done by Remus. Failing that, I might just start looking around and try to seek him out again.
There are no books by Remus, but there are history books and books on magic and books on basically any learned topic. But this is the first place in town on the island you've actually seen history books.
Yep, I go ahead and start perusing some of them for more details about the nature of the island and perhaps some memories that have been having issues.
So, what you can tell the memory loss has been, as long as there's been recorded history, there's a time that's called the time of strife, in which people who were washing up on the shore were basically in conflict with each other and had formed tribes. There was an age which was called the first forming, which is when people started getting more along and were without kind of a centralized religion.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the time where graves were a thing, and it talks about how the age had been ended by them nearly destabilizing the island, and then there was the second forming, which is when the temple was built, and the basically they formed a religion which toppled at some point for a new monotheistic one, which also toppled, and the old religion came back. And those are the distinct ages of the island.
Huh. But basically only the fact that the memory loss was known to occur pretty much regardless, I guess.
Yeah, it has been occurring since the beginning of their recorded history.
Okay. I go ahead and put that back, going ahead and logging it, any other details regarding that. And am I able to find him?
Um,
Roll
I'm
a
gonna
perception
say
check.
I'm gonna say Remus is currently not in a place where you'd be able to find him.
Fair enough.
Kib. We cut back to Kib walking away from the bathhouse.
I'm assuming
Hello.
I'm being shown to where I'm going to be sleeping because I was not told where to go.
You're
Or
being
where?
led by an acolyte toward the house of the wolf as well.
Okay. I am going to assume I have a very uncomfortable gait now.
Yes.
Or at least a very unsure of everything gait.
I do have to ask, Kib, did you have
Yeah?
a revelation?
Pardon?
Did you have a revelation in there?
Not in there, no.
Okay, you're led very safely to the house of the wolf, and the acolyte walks back to the main ziggurat of the temple.
Did you just ask if I fucked in the bathhouse?
No.
Yes, if you had a revelation.
Oh, revelation! I thought you said
It was-
relation.
It was
Whoa.
revelatory.
No, the proctor said that he's had his greatest revelations in there.
I
Well, a lot of people have their greatest thoughts on the toilet, don't they? Shower thoughts.
There you go. Shower thoughts. Cleanse.
I completely misheard you the second time. I heard the revelations when the proctor was talking, but when you asked if I had what I thought you said, if I had a relationship, and I'm like, no.
I'm like, ooh.
No, kid, did you have a revelation in there?
I don't know. Did I?
You had a
What would I-
revelatory experience. You understood just how clean you can be.
What do I roll to see if I had a revelation? Would it be a saving throw?
Constitution saving throw?
Let's
Constitution or will save not to weenie out.
see. Did I have?
I don't know. Roll it.
Let's see. Probably.
You had a small revelation amidst a large amount of trauma.
I'm being soaked everywhere. I don't like this. It's making memories come back. Unpleasant.
You just like bleeded out in terror as they were squirting water in your ears.
Yeah. That actually genuinely would probably cause some trauma to Kib, considering how he came to the island. So,
Just gotta clean your ears.
yeah, no, but you remember what happened right prior to his arrival.
Yeah.
So, and when I get water in my ears, it feels like I'm underwater. So that would probably be a bit of trauma for Kib, feeling like he's underwater again, even though he's not.
So, all of you have spent your downtime doing stuff, and
Being
the sun's going
traumatized.
down, and it's winding down toward bedtime, and that's where we're gonna leave the session for now. We've been going for about 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're perturbed.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I'd like to thank my players for putting up with my bullshit.
I'm gonna boop your snoodle.
I suppose I can forgive you, even though what you did just to the kid was traumatic and horrifying.
I would like to thank Yuki dear for making the beautiful overlay. And
I'll
I would
keep in
like to
mind,
thank Bit Symphony for making the wonderful music.
which I didn't hear a lick of it. If it was supposed to play in Discord, it didn't.
It plays on Roll20, and you need to make sure that you have your music on.
It should have
Oh.
maintained the settings. What the heck? Then again, it kept crashing.
So, with that being said, thank you everybody for showing up, and I hope you have a wonderful time. And I will let Kazuma get back to streaming if he wants to.
All right.
Mlam.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely a lot of fun as always. T, thank you as always for being an absolutely amazing as fuck DM.
I
And
think Kip feels the same way.
who the hell cares?
Short people don't got no reason. Short people got.
Oh Kib, you're just being a drama llama at this point. See,
Drama goat. No, trauma goat, actually.
Yeah, trauma goat.
Water goes everywhere.
there you go. Points at Kib.